Success. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory unto the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Basham, Yahushai, Basham, Rakakadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach us the truth to the Spirit of Yahweh, Basham, Yahushai. Peace and salutation to the Akiams and Audi, men that pushing this word in sincerity and truth. Trinidad, Gms camp, just saying Shalom, to edify the church of Yahweh, Basham, Yahushai.
Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense.
Yes, it's like they flee out of the midst of Babylon. He learned on the ways of the heathen. Because the ways of them is death. So the Most High said flee out of the midst of Babylon, not to follow the customs. To see our way, our people in, this wickedness, doing all sorts of madness, they're not keeping the Most High law, statutes and commandments. They're following the ways of the heathen, eating pork, it's serving other gods, they're giving the Most High glory and thanks another, right? Because who waking up them in the morning is your Basham Yoshai, but yet they give them praises and glory and thanks another God. All the wickedness of America, all people following their tradition and all the customs. So the Lord say, flee out of the midst of Babylon.
This is Zechariah chapter 1 verse 14. So the angel that communed with me said unto me, Cry thou saying, Thus said Yahweh of hosts, I am jealous for Jerusalem and for Zion with a great jealousy. I am very sore displeased with the heathen and their deeds, for I was but a little displeased, and they had helped but forward the affliction.
Yeah. They turn our people, they turn them back on your Basham Yoshai. To worship these are gods. So the Lord said, turn back. Flee out of the midst of Babylon. Right? Yeah, they try to do this for.
Revelation chapter 18 and 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out from her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Most I say, come out of her, my people. It's time to wake up, turn back to all your power, turn back to the God of Israel, Yahweh Basham Yoshai. For the scripture in Isaiah 55 verse 11 first. Let the wicked forsake his ways, and the unrighteous one his thought, and let him return unto your Basham Yoshai. For the Most High will abundantly pardon.
Isaiah 55 and 7, and 6. Seek ye Yahweh while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his ways, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto Yahweh, and he will have mercy upon him and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon.
Yes, so the Most High says, seek him while he can be found. And all they're seeking the Most High by through the prophets out there, the men out on the highways and the byways, that prophesying, they seek them, turn back to your Basham Yoshai, turn back unto the commandments, the laws, statutes, to seek them. Right? Because there's how the Lord going to be super informed. By these men out there who sign and crying. Right?
understand that verse 5. I acknowledge my sins unto thee, and my iniquity have I not hid. I said, I will confess my transgressions unto Yahweh, and thou forgivest the iniquity of my sin. For this shall every one that is godly pray unto thee, in a time when thou mayest be found. Surely in the floods of great waters, they shall not come nigh unto him.
And they just show you that just power. You know, to flee from all the iniquity and meddle, not in it no more. Turn back from all the sin for the Most High will abundantly pardon. You know, and say, people that way, the left say, rebellious as hell. You know, the love wickedness. And people say the true darkness instead of light. Take better for sweet and sweet for better. You know, they make people, you know, the watch, you know, evil as good. You know, because all these things, God, what displeasing say, oh, Basham Yeshai, that what I like.
I have one for you. This is Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 14. It says, turn, O backsliding children, saith Yahweh, for I am married unto you. And I will take you one of a city and two of a family. And I will bring you to Zion. And I will give you pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
Most I say, married unto we, the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. You know, the law, statute, and commandment was given unto all you. You know, we could turn back and repent. The other nation, the Lord wasn't for them. Right? So the Most I say, turn back unto him. Right? So all these very things that are to play. But what coming to America is death and destruction. You know, if you out of the midst of Babylon, they join hand in hand with them. Because death is coming.
Isaiah 44 and 3. It says, I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thy offspring. And they shall spring up as among the grass, as willows by the water courses. One shall say, I am the Lord's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob. And another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord, and surname himself by the name of Israel. Thus said the King of the Lord, the King of Israel, and his Redeemer, the Lord of hosts. I am the first, I am the last, and besides me there is no more. So this is what you see happening when you see all the camps being come to good. Right? And this is the message, we are the truth. Right? Especially here at Great Millstone, we are the truth, 100% truth. We give you the prophecy, right? Or what's supposed to happen, what's happening, and what's going to happen, and the last. Right? Which is death and destruction, famine, plague, pestilence. Right? You know, right now we're in what post-COVID. People going back to the wickedness because we're getting what? Think prime minister open up the bars and the rivers, the seas, the waterways, the cinemas. So guess what? What they say, peace and safety. You know, they say peace and safety in their heart and their mind, they're going about it, everybody. You know, I didn't notice it today, I went to pay bills and I didn't understand what was going on, but I noticed it. I noticed that everybody was like, oh, glad it's Monday. Today they open up some bars, right? Right? Everybody had a beer in their hands. Right? So I didn't take it straight so I could get beer in the grocery. But you know, it's like my spirit just latch on to it and now understand why. Right? The government will back up the bars. Right? So they're back to their routine. Right? So what the Lord said, when they say peace and safety shall come, what? Sudden destruction. Right? Not because they didn't get well, they didn't drop down dead because of COVID-19. Right? Some people say that it's fake, some people say that it's not. Right? At the end of the day, those who did die, right, and those who are going to die, right, because they talk about dying by three parts, right? One by the sword, one by the famine, and one by the pestilence, right? Right? When these things come, it was all ordained by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? The Lord is being just, right? Just, the word just goes back to being right, upright, right? And it also goes back to the word justice, right? The Lord is not executing justice on the land, because what? They said about that the sinners of his people are going to go unpunished, right? You know, in 2 Corinthians 15, verse 22, they say what? The right hand shall not spare the sinners, you know? Okay. You right.
Yeah. Our people, the land control back to do the wickedness, to do the evil. They were looking out for. What they do? And what I say, after peace and safety is not destruction.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 22. My right hand shall not spare sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth.
God. Yes, as I say, right hand. Read it back what?
2 Ezra 15, 22. My right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth.
God, yeah, as I say, shall be angry with the wicked every day. So your right hand shall not spare the sinners. The wages of sin is death. You know? Who's I going to destroy to the people that wicked as hell? Right? But the Lord say he know all of them that sin against him. And therefore he deliver them out of death and destruction. And read on to verse 23, 24. He said, woe unto them that sin and keep not my commandments, said the Lord. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power, defile not my sanctuary. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. Right? So the Most High know all that sin against him. So all who don't want to turn back to it, or Basham Yoshai, they will come into all death and destruction.
This is Psalms 89 and 13. It says, thou hast a mighty arm, strong is thy hand, and high is thy right hand. Justice and judgment are the habitation of thy throne. Mercy and truth shall go before thy face.
And justice, the only Most High that deal with balance, right?
I'll bash me a shot back. Go. I'll bash me a shot back. Shouldn't talk to us back. Yeah. Yes, so Yahweh shall not going to spare sinners. It's 2 Ezra 15 and verse 26. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivered he them unto death and destruction. Well, Quara, you speak. Quara, you go ahead and speak. It says 2 Ezra chapter 15 verse 26. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivered he them unto death and destruction.
Yes, the Most High see, you know all of them that sin against him. But the Most High 10,000 times brighter than his son. So don't feel all they doing all the thing and the Most High go see. The Most High see it all things, see the mind, see the heart. You know? So you know all. And therefore you're going to deliver them unto death and destruction. Right? There's Ezekiel 7, verse 11. It says, violence is risen up into a rod of wickedness. None of them shall remain, nor of their multitude, nor of any of their theirs, neither shall there be wailing for them. Right? So you say violence, wickedness, and risen up. That's what Scripture says. You guys know all of them that sin against him. Right? And you're going to take them, say let the multitude perish, which were born in vain. The Most High going to take them in great numbers. Right? And big why, we don't 27.
I don't know.
2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 27. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and it shall be made in them. For Yahweh shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him.
Yeah, so they do why the plagues come. Because they're full of wickedness. Right? Most are going to clean all it up. You're going to make a clean sweep. The scripture say with the bezom, we say the groom, what scripture was that? Okay. It's like going to make a clean sweep.
They just didn't get another plates on them. It's better to come. You people might say it worse to come, but we say it's better to come. That's right. They just begin our sorrows to come.
Yeah, 14, 23.
Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 23. It says, I will also make it a possession for the winter and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the basin of destruction. So the Lord Hashem Yeshua of hosts.
Yeah, so the Most High going to make a clean sweep. We're going to pass the broom, old broom now just in the corner there. These ICBM them, we're going to clean them up.
Yeah, that basin of destruction, as it says, the broom go back into the wind. They're going to come from what? The missiles.
Done. Just like when I walk a man cut the grass, they had a thing to blow, the blower.
Yeah, God.
It's cleaning up everything that's blowing. They already know how to do it.
Right. This is Joel. Joel, going back to that abyssum, right? Joel chapter 2. It says, Joel chapter 2 and starting at 1. It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion. Motherfucker, get out. Joel chapter 2, starting at verse 1.
Joel chapter 2 and verse 1, it says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm on my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountain, a great people is strong and is strong. There hath not been ever the like, neither shall there be any more after it, even to the years of many generations.
Alright, yeah, I continue reading, but yeah, that great people, they're not talking about literal people there, they're talking about what? The ICBMs, right? They line up in the array, because what? The ICBMs, they are also part of the Lord's army. They are part of the Lord's armory, right? We have the mighty ones, which are the angels, and then you have the strong ones, and then you have the oh, Salaki, I forget how we call the elect. I forget how we call the elect, right? But the mighty ones represents the angels, and the missiles, they also too. They called up in the army of the Lord. Right, go ahead.
Reading on, it says, verse 3, a fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burneth.
Go ahead. So the fire that the fire devoured before them, right? That's the head of the missile, right? The nuclear warhead, right? And what it says, the fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burneth, right? When the missiles hit, the whole land going to be on fire, right? Go ahead.
Reading on, it says, the land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them.
What?
The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run.
Right, so shall they run. Right, they're gonna run, and they're gonna when they have a military parade, right? When you have Shalom, you have Bashim, you have Shai, Bashim, Kakodash, Bakatam, right? Yeah, when you have a military parade, everybody in order, right? Everybody marching in order in their ranks, right? And it shows forth what? Your power, your prowess, right? When just a couple of days ago, or a weekend ago, was the V-Day parade in Russia, and they showed forth their power, all the military arms, all the troops, right? They marched, right? So it was an exhibition of power, right? So the Lord is going to exhibit His power that He put into the Edomites by the scientists, right? To create the missiles, right? And the Lord is going to use them same missiles back on them. What?
That's up there, right? Just come back up here.
What?
This is Revelation 9. I read from verse 15. And the fourth And the 4 angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour, and a day, and a month, and a year, for to slay the third part of men. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. And thus I saw the horses in vision, and them that sat upon them having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone.
Right, so that's 200,000. You back over again, Babakasha?
From 15?
Yeah.
Revelation 9 and verse 15. And the 4 angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour, and a day, and a month, and a year, for to slay the third part of man.
Yeah, so yeah, the 4 angels were loose, so there are 4 angels in charge of what? Death. Right? Bringing death to the 4 corners of the planet Earth. Right? He was basically speaking about this just earlier on. Right? To slay the third part of men. Go ahead.
And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000.
Yeah, that's 200,000.
And I heard the number of them. And thus I saw the horses in vision.
So that 200,000 represent 2 million missiles. Right? 2 million ICBMs that are going to be fired off to America. And what? We have certain Israel going to be destroyed, certain parts of Israel, certain parts of Europe going to be destroyed, and other little provinces going to be destroyed too, of Babylon. Go ahead.
We don't know, and it says, and thus I saw the horses in vision, and them that sat upon them having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth and brimstone.
Right, so in the times of Sodom and Gomorrah, right, the Lord brought the elements together, and he rained them down as fire and brimstone on Sodom and Gomorrah, right, for the abominations that was done. Right, and according to what, I think it's 2 Peter, he said what? He left those cities as an example for those who should live likewise, right, to know the judgment. So what? Who's the mother of all whoredoms? America, aka Babylon the Great, right? So he's going to rain these missiles down upon this place for following suit, right? And they even make mockery because what, you know, you hear them saying that what they say, how they say it, boy? But they say that the Lord had to apologize for Sodom and Gomorrah. I forget how the statement actually went. Yeah, but they say that the Lord had to apologize for Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Them homosexuals, the LGBTQ, the alphabet crew now. You understand? Guess what? They even take the Lord, they make total mockery of the Most High. The scripture say, Revelation chapter 11, I think it's verse 8, says what? The dead body shall lie in the city spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where the Lord was crucified, where our Lord was crucified, which means to exalt. Right? They exalt the Lord. They take the Lord's symbol of the covenant, which is the rainbow, right? And they made it what? A symbol of abomination, right? So the Lord is going to be justified in destroying these people and those that support these people. 2/3 are right now in a great violation. Those 2/3 are outside there with this Black Lives Matter crap, you know, all in violation. Because you marching alongside, I see they had an article there, I didn't get a chance to go, I think I just saw it as I was coming up to camp, where the transgender, something with the transgender marching with the Black Lives Matter. They have a black transgender movement. They have a black transgender movement talking about they matter. You understand? Or some crap like that. Come on. Serious events going on for worldwide what? Right now, we're on the cusp of war with Venezuela. America on the cusp of war with Venezuela. You know the fishermen down here. You know they out there and then boom, up periscope. They just seen a periscope just raise up. You understand, out of the sea, right here in Tobago. That means because the Americans, they spy and they put sanctions on Iran for sending them 5 ships to bring oil and whatever else they bring into Venezuela.
Spotted a US Navy ship went to visit some one of them countries where they ended up in coast of Venezuela.
Come
Sometime this week.
The country that they say that they went to visit? Nah. That was a hoax. That was just for headlines. The purpose is to come down here. Long and short of the story, the purpose is to come down here. Because at the beginning of the COVID, what happened? We knew, right? Because we had local reports of the ships coming in. The U.S. Navy, they had the cutters and the Coast Guard, the Navy, they had subs. They came in, right? But what they had, a total media silence on that, right? That wasn't by chance, that was by design, right? Because as I say, it's about distraction. Get the people all thing up. All that from George Floyd to the next one that they kill in Atlanta and whoever they continue to kill. It's just for them to accomplish certain things. Take your mind off. It's from COVID-19, total shutdown, lockdown, be inside, don't touch this, panic, fear, right? Now they're trying to incite fear for the second wave. Where the second wave coming from? If the borders closed. But guess what? What they're saying internationally is that, especially in Africa, because what the Africans realize, what the Hamites realize is that these antennas, the 5G antennas, is what bringing our radiation sickness more or less, right? They have different phenomena coming out of the COVID-19, right? If you do deep research, there's something called COVID toes, right? We have lesions and a kind of deformation on the toes, which signify kind of like a radiation burn, you know, like it kind of shrivel up, right? There's some like a rash that was getting on babies that was dying from so-called COVID, right? But these things go back to what? Signs of radiation. Right. You know? So what they were saying in Africa, what they had noticed is that as a release or they ease up on a restriction or the phase reopening, what they were seeing is that it's like they had finished a portion of the infrastructure for the 5G network. Brothers was reporting out of England, right? The alarm one go did that video, right? And then a brother sent that video to him, a link to him. When I went to the link, they were showing you that in England, what they was doing, they was installing the 5G in fiber optic. While it was locked down, they was digging the pavement and they're setting down fiber optics to the pavement to the apartments, because they call their houses because they're flats, right? Even if it's apartments or condos, they call it flats. So in front of the flats, they was cutting the pavement and they had heavy construction in the lockdown. So they was putting on the fiber optics. So the person had a radiation giga counter and he was going out and measuring. So at that period of time when they was initially putting on the framework, it was non-active, no radiation. And then after they put it on, and he was able, as he stepped out his door, you know, it had a low signal, a low intensity, but it was a 5G signal. You know, his giga counter was picking it up, right? They didn't finish the infrastructure to say that they turn up the frequency where they would get it into the houses, you know. But that's the whole plan, you know. Worldwide, when you listen to the reports, basically plenty of the COVID-19, the sickness, the symptoms, because one of the things to make sense out of nonsense, because the people say that the Lord said that all people are foolish, they are such as children, which means stupid, right? People they don't think, right? They're lazy, they don't like to do research, right? When you have a plague or a pandemic, what you do with the bodies? You always burn the bodies. What you see they doing to these people who have COVID-19, so-called COVID-19? Because if you die from cancer and you have COVID-19 in the system, you're going to say you died from COVID-19. That's one of the things that they're doing, that doctors reporting, right? They said, hey, George Floyd, they said, hey, George Floyd was strangled to death, but they tried to trade off, but he had COVID-19. So in other words, what, it's cool, you kill a COVID patient?
Well, it seems like every death that we're not blaming on that COVID-19.
That's what they was doing. Doctors, pathologists, they was coming out and saying that this is what they're doing, right? And it's not real, it's a lie, it's fabricated. That people are dying from other diseases, but once they have a COVID-19 inside the system, right? Now mind you, there's something called the novel coronavirus, COVID-19, right? Once you have COVID-19 in the system, they can't we wrestling against the wise and the devil, right? They was tagging you as dying from that, right? But from all the countries, I have not seen a country yet to burn the bodies. What are they doing? They're doing burials. That's not how you deal with plague patients. You burn them, right? So that the disease doesn't spread. You understand? So these people, they're on fraud. They're fraudulent. They're liars. You know? Continue to read. We read about the missiles.
Right, we do not in Revelation 9 and 17 it says, and thus I saw the horses in vision, and them that sat upon them having breastplates of fire and of japheth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions. And out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone.
Come on, man, that's how you face mask, vaccines, mark of the beast, the next phase. Yeah, come.
By these three was the third part of men killed, by the fire, and by the smoke, and by the brimstone, which issued out of their mouths.
Yes, so the heads of lion, and out of their mouths, fire and smoke and brimstone, that represents the nuclear warheads, right? Because the rocket, it has an engine behind, right? And that has fire too. This is what we're going in. This verse, that next verse is going to start to go into the what? To the fire that's going to come out from the rocket, which is the engine to propel it from one end of the earth to the other end of the earth, right? This is what the prophet John saw in the vision in the island of Patmos, right? So he described it as best as he could, right? Because the lion represents power, right? And the body power of the lion is in what? In its teeth and its jaws, right? And horses also represents power, speed, right? So he used the things that was applicable in his time, right, to describe what is going to happen on the earth now, these times. Right, go ahead, step forward there. Let's step forward.
Reading on, it says in verse 19, for their power is in their mouths and in their tails.
Right, it's in their tails, go ahead.
For their tails were like unto serpents.
So when you watch it in the initial generation of rockets or engines for missiles, right, when they shoot out of the silos, right, what they will do, they will start to correct the trajectory, right? They will have booster rockets on the sides to correct the trajectory, and that will cause them to what? Wiggle like a serpent, right? And sometimes even leave a smoke trail like a serpent. You can look it up, right? Now the missiles have evolved or advanced to what? Hypersonic, right? Even the smoke that is left behind is different, you know. But hypersonic just means that they reach the targets faster, right? And Russia is pioneering in that technology because the Lord said, "Oh, He's going to send a great nation from the north to destroy America, aka Babylon the Great." Right? Go ahead.
We don't know what it says. For their power is in their mouths and in their tails. For their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them do they hurt.
Do they hurt? Go ahead.
And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not for their works of their hands, that they should not worship the devil and idols of gold and silver and brass and stone of wood,
and of wood, which neither can see nor hear nor walk. Neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts. So the men represents the elites of Esau, right? Because they're going to be hidden away in the bunkers. They're not going to be destroyed by the missiles. They're going to be hidden in the bunkers, either in the earth, in different countries, or underneath the sea, or in space, right? You see Richard Branson, you own a Virgin Mobile. You see Elon Musk, and you see Jeff Bezos. This is what they're responsible for, that movement, for the retreats, right? For what they're giving the people is what? That they're working upon commercializing space travel, right? When they examine what they have done in recent times, they started to sweet out, and I don't mean sweet as in a sweetie, as in sweet, as in like a hotel suite. They started to sweet out the ISS, right? They have certain capsules in the ISS that decked out. They're plush, they're luxurious with gold trimmings and all these different things, right? Because they represent the Elysium. They retreat. Like you see in the movie Elysium, they're going to retreat to hide in these places, the super elite, So when they show in the movie 2012, the 3 acts or 4 acts or how much ever acts in the mountains of Tibet, because they was anticipating a second flood. That is not what's going to happen. What they're actually doing is the super rich. They're going to be able to afford a flight to go to what? The ISS. Right? And whatever else they're building outside there. You know? Because they're only telling us about the ISS. They're telling us about the satellites that Elon Musk putting up. The Starlink. Right? There's also the Copernicus Sentinel program. Right? With satellites responsible for monitoring everything in space, everything in sky, everything on Earth, everything underneath the Earth, and everything underneath the sea. Right? They have all these things going on. Right? It's as much information as what Esau tells you, unless you have somebody there you can't verify, because the Lord said that they are liars. They are the devils. They are full of deceit. Right? Read over that last verse again, Bible in Revelation.
Revelation 9 and 21. Neither repented they of their murders.
So who is the murderer? A thief is a murderer, and a murderer is a thief. Right? Who stole us from our land? Right? In the transatlantic slave trade, how much millions died? I think they say it was I just watched that video last night, man. I forget already, boy. Right? Ella Manata Zakba, I think, was going through it. No, Ella Malcolm was going through it, actually. And he's talking about, could they give you a figure like over 1 million slaves died in the transatlantic slave trade, but it was more than 1 million. Right? He was going through where one ship started off with like 442 passengers. Right? And it's like, I think they probably reached America with 62,000 or something like that. Right? Salakia, if I misquoting the figures, you know. But at the end of the day, it's not really an exaggeration, because it happened. Right? What the Allah actually pointed out is that the path, right, that these slave ships passed, right? The path that the slave ships passed, up to this day, the sharks still follow that path, because so many of the slaves was thrown overboard. What Esau was doing coming down to the end, when slavery was prohibited, right? They was still trading slaves covertly. But when they was in threat of getting caught, what they decided to do? They decided to throw the slaves overboard and claim insurance on the slaves. Right? So what they that repented, not of their what they what?
They neither repented they of their sin, of their murders.
Neither repented they of their sins, or nor their murders. Go ahead.
Nor of their sorceries.
Right, sorcery. Everything that is advertised to you is sorcery. It's a form of enchantment, witchcraft. Right? To make you do what? Wickedness and not righteousness. Look, 666. To the spirit, 666. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Reading on. Nor of their fornication, nor of their theft.
Nor of their theft. They stole us from actually they was murdering us in 69, 70 AD. They was murdering us in Jerusalem. Right? They came and they sacked Jerusalem. We fled into the west coast and the interiors of Africa from Roman persecution. That's how the Hamites rounded us up and sold us onto what? Onto the Grecians, which were Edomites. Right? Just now, let me just read this real quick. This is hey, Khan, Atlas Mountains. 1 John 5 and 19, by Aram. And we know that we are of the Most High, and the whole world lies in wickedness. Khan. Right? So everything that around us is sorcery, enchantment. To get us to go off contrary, opposite. Remember? These devils, the liar and the thief, they are the hosts of Satan. The one that stands in opposition. Right? And the Lord spoke about the devil, that the day of the Lord shall not come except there be a falling away first, and the man of sin be revealed. And that man of sin is Esau. And as the scripture does, as you just read, he's not going to repent of his evil, the elite of them. Right? They're not going to repent, they're going to hide in their bunkers. Right? Because they are a proud man. You know, just like Trump coming out of the bunker when the Black Lives Matter protest reached Washington. What he did, he come in front by the church and he hold up the Bible. That was signifying that he's there with the pride, saying that they're justified in killing us. Right? What up?
Yeah, the book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse 4. It says, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus say Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
Yeah, the Most High say he will throw down. That's what we're going into there. The Most High is going to throw it down by way of missiles, ICBMs. Go ahead.
They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall be called the border, and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
Yeah, the Most High, actually, all nations going to call them the border of wickedness because they're being identified. The Most High is revealing all the atrocities that the white man is doing. Not only to the nation of Israel, but to the planet and to all these nations. Right? This is you have something to say?
These nations are getting fed up by him. You know, the same true nature what he was made to do, which is evil, which is wickedness. Right? And the brother was saying, you know, through slavery, you know, the wickedness to do and all the evil to do. That is why the Most High created the waster. That is why the Most High going to clean them up. Right? If I can bring out this quick precept here. There is Jeremiah 50, chapter 31. He said, behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, said the Lord power of hosts, for thy days is come, the time that I will visit thee. So we see the days come, because the Most High, you know, he latter end, the Most High, you know, he stop that, you know, that he can't cross over. You know, they the time he reach here. You know, the Most High going to destroy him. You see, and the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall rise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him. He said, thus said the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captive held them fast. They refused to let them go. You know, and Esau refused to let we go because he's still in his hands. That's why David said, who's going to deliver we out of the hand that is too strong.
Hey,
right?
What the scripture also said, the scripture say, you know, to spoil the house first, you have to bind the strong man. We don't have power. That's why the whole Black Lives Movement, you know, two-thirds they're foolish. They're really foolish. We don't have that power. Even Jake that stand up there saying that all Americans have the right to bear arms and they have arms according to the Constitution. The Constitution wasn't written for Jake. It wasn't written for Jacob. Right? The American Constitution, Jacob is quoted as being 3/5 of a man. Right? It wasn't written for Jake. Yeah, cool.
So they refuse to let we go. Right? That's why David said, you know, we're gonna deliver them out of the hand that is too strong. Right? So I read it down to verse 34. He said their Redeemer is strong.
Yeah, the Redeemer is strong. Yeah, what about Shimmy Shai is our Redeemer?
The Lord of hosts is his name. He shall truly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and destroy the inhabitants of Babylon. So Yahweh Shai is strong. That is our Redeemer. Is he going to deliver we out of the hand that is too strong for me? Because we can't go up to fight Esau with no guns. Esau was blessed with the sword.
How Magneto said, humans and the guns. Well, you have something to say?
Yeah, so the say, you know, we were all oppressed and he refused to let we go. And I quite see if we bring out that precept, that's all it is.
Alright, give me yours and Daniel.
Alright. This is
Go ahead, call for something. Alright, go ahead. Select it.
Exodus chapter 21 and verse 60. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
Alright, so you can tell it. At point there, he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. And we still in the hand. Our oppressor, being oppressed every single day. Right? So your Basham Yashai is the one that coming to deliver you out of the hand of our enemies. Right? With great power and great wrath. You know, which is by these, you know, the angels and the ICBMs. As Scripture say in Zechariah 5:1.
Zechariah chapter 5 and verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold a flying roll. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll, and the length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits.
Right, and these prophets they must see the chariot back then, just like how we see it, and it's, you know, a magnificent appearance right now, you know, all over, you know. So these prophets must see the chariot, that's how we see the chariot on today.
Well,
Then said he unto me, This is a curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, upon as on this side concerning to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off, as on that side according to it.
Yeah, so the Most High going to make it way with Esau. You know it's going to come. Brother.
yeah, this is just all right. It says, you spoke about our Redeemer, the brother Baram put up two nice ones. It says, Jeremiah 31:11, for the Lord had redeemed Jacob and ransomed him from the hand of him that was that was stronger than he. Right, so that's Esau. Right, you can't go into the house and spoil the house except you bind the strong man. Right, so Yahweh Shai is coming with his power and his glory. Right, he said, Jeremiah 31:10. The word of the Lord, hear the word of the Lord, O ye nations. It says, O ye nations, and declare it in the eyes of Pharaoh, say, he that scattered Israel will gather him and keep him as a shepherd with his flock. Right? This is just one more. This is Matthew 24:30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. I see it, for no reason. Right? Matthew 24:30. Right? It says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in clouds with power and great glory. Right? I read over again one more time, right? Right? Matthew 24:30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Right? So you say our Redeemer is strong. Right? Yahweh Shai is coming with that glory, with that power. And that power represents what? The chariots. Right? They were a pillar of fire by night, and what? A cloud by day. They separated the camp of the Egyptians from the camp of the Israelites. Right? And in the time of the Lord's return, they're gonna vaporize these sinners and the wicked of the people. Right? That's what the scripture says. We're gonna vaporize them. We'll go into that too. You have something to bring it out now.
Book of Jeremiah chapter 49. I will start from 9. It says, if grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not. He said, leave thy father's children, I will preserve them alive, and let thy widow trust in me. For thus said Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drunken, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished?
They're not going to go unpunished. Right? They're not going to go unpunished. Go ahead. This is the promise, and this is the patience and the faith of the saints. Right? The Lord said, hey, he that doeth righteousness is righteous. We're doing righteousness because we prophesy that when the Lord, this is the great commission. Right? Go ye, right, into all Jerusalem and preach. Right? Preach what? Repentance. Not preach prosperity, but preach repentance. What John the Baptist said, bring forth fruit, meet for repentance.
Can't. After came up for the fast.
Can't.
First thing he did, he went to the kingdom of heaven.
Kingdom of heaven is at hand, and since then was the kingdom of heaven, right? When he came, because he was prophesied to come to redeem the people, buy them back. How he do that? But being the ultimate sacrifice. You understand this, right? Yahweh Shai, he shed his blood to buy us back unto the Lord. The Lord turned, Yahweh turned his back unto us, right? But Yahweh Shai was that, is that bridge, right? We can't go to the Father unless we go through him. What the scripture says, he's the way, the truth, and the life, right? So when you have Israelite camps out here, teaching you that you're Israelite, but telling you don't know the name, how the fuck that working out? How that working out? Because you have to know, hey, in Trinidad we have what? How much bridge? We have the bridge in Blanchishares, you know, the rope bridge in Blanchishares. They have the Caroni bridge. They have all them different bridges. So if I tell you, in order to cross, you have to cross the bridge in order to make it into the city. And I leave you with that. The next obvious question will be which bridge? You have many bridges. Yahweh Shai is the bridge. If I don't tell you the name of the bridge, you will never know where to cross. Yahweh Shai is the bridge. Right? So those camps are holding back the name, saying that they don't know the name. You know, they're going off. Right? They're erring. Right? Go ahead.
Like it says, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished. Thou shalt not go unpunished.
Thou shalt not go unpunished.
But thou shalt surely drink of it.
Yeah, man, back to Zechariah 5:1. Right? Thou shalt. Go ahead. That's all. Go ahead.
Right? It says, for I have sworn by myself, said Yahweh, that Bozrah shall become a desolation.
Bozrah was a city belonging to Edom. Go ahead.
It says a reproach, a waste, and a curse.
Right?
And all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste.
And all the cities thereof shall be a perpetual waste. Pull it out, right? Isaiah 63:1. Isaiah 63:1. Let's see it. We're going into that judgment of Babylon. Right? We always here to prophesy the downfall of Babylon.
That's right.
Right? This is what the true prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to be doing. Pursuant to Jeremiah 28:8. Right? Prophets that have been before me and before thee have prophesied of all of what? The destruction of kingdoms. They're taking on kings. Right? Pestilence, destruction. We're not out here prophesying prosperity. We don't look forward to the recovery of the world.
That's right.
Right? We're looking forward to the destruction of this kingdom and the establishment of a righteous kingdom where everybody's going to be at peace. Right? We're not going to be forced to take a chip or a vaccine. Right? The children being now born and this devil telling you that, you know that you have to take a vaccine. God didn't make you good. Right? That the scriptures lie when he said all these things when they was created, it was what? They found them good. Right? In Genesis, he said at the end of these things, they said what the Elohim said it was good. It was good, it was complete, it was good, it was tawab. You know? But Esau said, nah, get on a polio shot. Right? You have the Elamites across there complaining. You have these other nations, they're complaining. Right? You had this one MP out of Italy saying what? They need to jail Bill Gates and his wife, Melinda Gates, and the cohorts, the elites, and put them in a court for crimes against humanity. Right? Because what people been these Elamites, I mean, we don't give a fuck about them, but I mean they go start testifying. There's a testimony against Esau. Right? Because judgment is fallen. Judgment, you have to be judged according to our law, right? Judgment is going to fall upon the Edomites and their land, right? The kingdom, because of their abomination, their atrocities that they have done, right? You have the Elamites complaining that every polio out of the polio vaccines that they came and they tried out and tested in here, it left them either dead or paralyzed, right? You have different nations, Ham complaining, right? They only want to come and test. Before the test, it was no malaria. Before the test, there was no AIDS, no syphilis, no meningitis. All these things the Edomites bring in. The Edomites bring in. Before they came, they had no smallpox. The Edomites bring in it because they're nasty and they're perverse and they're profane by nature. They are the wicked. The scripture in Job 14:4 say what? Who can bring a clean thing out of unclean? No one can. But you have the unclean telling you you need to vaccinate your children. So what? There's a big hypocrisy. There's a sarcasm. There's a sarcasm. You have the unclean telling you you need to wear a mask. Right? You need to wash your hands and use hand sanitizers. to save yourself from an invisible enemy. Come on, come on. And when you die of anything, and once that virus in you, your body has viruses in you and bacteria. That's why you have an immune system. That's why you have an immune system to fight off these things. Right? But instead of building up your immune system, you start breaking it down. Right? Isaiah 63 and 1.
The book of Isaiah chapter 63 and verse 1. Who is that cometh from Edom with thy garments from Bozrah? This that is glorious in his apparel, prevailing in the greatness of his strength, that I speak in righteousness.
Right, so Edom there is the land of Edom the Lord is speaking about. Bozrah is a city in Edom, right? And the man who's coming is Yahushua, right? Our Lord, our Redeemer, right? Go ahead.
Mighty to save.
He's what?
Mighty to save.
Go ahead.
Therefore art thou red in thine apparel.
It says, wherefore art thou red in thy apparel? Because Yahushua is going to shed a lot of blood, right? He's going to slay. He's going to take, the scripture says, upon his head was many crowns. It doesn't mean he's going to be juggling 12, 100, 1,000 crowns on his head. No. It means that he's going to take down kings. He's going to take down rulerships. Right? You have prime ministers and presidents all subordinate to Esau and Edom. Right? They're subordinate to Esau and Edom because the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. Right? So when you think you have a democracy and you're voting and you're establishing, you know, by the people, for the people, that's the deception that they use. That's the enchantment and the sorcery that they use. By the people, for the people. No. These people are set up. Right? They are set up. They have to answer to the elites. Go ahead. Hey, our own prime minister and president, they have ceremonies where they have to go to England and bow before the Queen. Right? The inspector of police, the ASP of police, acting superintendent. These men have to do rituals. Right? They have to do satanic rituals. Right? Masonic rituals around the Red House. Red House. Right? Late at night, after midnight and after midnight. They're doing rituals because why? You know, they're underneath the elites. They're underneath Satan vibration. They represent the Romans, the ancient Romans. This is the kingdom that we're living in. The ancient Roman kingdom reincarnated. Right? Just like how when we was in Rome, right? Antiochus, when we was in Jerusalem, Antiochus, when he came and he sacked Jerusalem, what he did? He established officers. Right? Let's get out real quick. We're going into Maccabees here. It's first Maccabees. First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 51. Start at 50 and 51. 50 and 51. First Maccabees 1, 50 and 51.
Alright, this is first Maccabees chapter 1 verse 50. It says, and whosoever would not do according to the commandments of the king.
Right, who's the king? The elites. Right? The so-called white man, the elites. Right? The illuminated ones. The Illuminati, I call them. The bankers, the Bilderbergs, the Oppenheimers. You know, these rich banking families, they set the policies of the earth. Right? The face of the king for the ignorant is who? Donald Trump. Right? He's the face of the king because the kingdom is America. Right? England and parts of Israel. Right? Go ahead.
He said he should die.
So what? If basically they was fighting against us, keeping our customs, keeping our Sabbath days, our feast days, circumcising our children, and keeping our altars sacred. What they did? They came and they profaned our altars by sacrificing pigs on it. So they profaned it. Right? Alright, he's so fucking up the stream. Yeah, he's so fucking up the stream. Alright, but we'll go on. Yeah, they're sending a warning here. Alright, go ahead.
Verse 51, it says, in the selfsame manner wrote he to his whole kingdom and appointed overseers.
He appointed what?
Overseers.
When you look up the word overseer, it goes back to what? Officer. Officer. If I had anybody had the Zonovan Pictorial Bible Dictionary or the Bible Dictionary, when you look it up in the Zonovan, that overseer goes back to what? to an officer, right? The police, right? The appointed overseers. Well,
read it on. It says, in the self-same manner wrote he to his whole kingdom and appointed overseers over all the people.
Over all the people. So the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who in the armies, who in the military, and who in the police service, who in any form of authority for Esau, right? You're a sell out to a nation, right? You're a sell out to a nation.
That's right.
Right? And you're gonna get judged unless you repent. Come out of that. We started off, the brother had us start off with reading. Flee out of Babylon. Flee out of Babylon. Flee out of the corruption. Flee out of the condemnation. For Babylon is condemned via prophecy. Right? Continue to read that. That was it.
Come back in the book of Isaiah 63, verse 2, it says, wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in a wine fat. I have trod in the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeem is come.
Well,
and I looked.
The year of his redeem. Going back to it, so who is our Redeemer, Yahweh Shai? Somebody give me Psalms 34. Go to Psalms 34.
Alright. This is Psalms 34.
And give me verse. Give me the last verse.
Psalms 34.
Start at verse 19, Start at 19 to the end.
Psalms 34, 19?
Yeah, to the end.
This is Psalms 34 and verse 19. Many are the afflictions of the righteous.
Yeah, so we've been afflicted. We've been afflicted from 70 AD, come all the way down to now. You know, we've been prior to 70 AD, but let's start at 70 AD to now. Right? Go ahead. Hey, yeah. let's start with the crucifixion of Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is the ultimate righteous. He sacrificed himself for his nation. Go ahead.
Many are the afflictions of the righteous,
right,
but Yahweh deliver him out of all of them.
Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Because Yahweh Shai is who's coming on the chariot. Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai delivered him out of all of them. Go ahead.
Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai delivered him out of them all.
Go ahead.
He keepeth all his bones, not one of them is broken.
What?
Evil shall slay the wicked.
And that was the prophecy. That was the prophecy of Yahweh Shai. Right there was the prophecy concerning Yahweh Shai. Because when they crucified Yahweh Shai and the other two criminals on the cross, what did they? They broke their knees, they broke their bones, which was the customs of the Romans. Right? They crucified them and they break their legs. But they didn't break the bones of Yahweh Shai. What they do, they just pierce him in the side. Right? So that was the prophecy concerning Yahweh Shai. What?
Read it on. Evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate.
Woo! They that hate the righteous shall be what?
Desolate.
Who hate the righteous? Esau and Edom. Clearly, the so-called white man. That's what you're seeing. Right? The white police killing Jacob. You know, one of the things that I was seeing in all the protests there for George Floyd, they had some, they called a black cup. Right? They had the protests and they zoom in. They had a big fat black cup. He was Rastafarian. Right? He was crying. The fucker was crying because he was on the wrong side of the fence. You know? When they signed that paper and they say that oath, right? They say that oath unto the devil. They sold their soul. Right? They sold their soul unto Satan. Right? Now you had to come out there. You couldn't stay home. You couldn't stay home. You had to go and work. And you had to go out there. You had a military man, a National Guard. They zoom in on him. The National Guard. When they were saying when they were chanting no justice, no peace, and they were saying something they were singing. I don't think it was no justice, no problem. I'm black and I'm proud, yeah. And they were seeing him. He was miming it with his mouth. He was miming it with his mouth in full National Guard regalia. You understand? Because the spirit of the righteous, in the righteous, the spirit of Jacob, the scripture said, the spirit bear witness that we are the sons of the Most High. Right? So you can't deny. You can't deny. The people who fighting against, they're fighting against unmovable force, which is Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You're fighting against the truth. That's right. That's why we're going to be justified in our sins, because we speak the truth. Isaiah 8:20. Go ahead.
Read it on. It says, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai redeemeth the souls of his servants.
What?
Redeemeth the souls of his servants.
So our redemption starts with what? The redeeming of our souls. We're no longer in Babylon. Our hope is not in our pension, in our 401k. Right? Our hope is not in retirement or annuity. You understand? That we're just working all the days of our life to build a house, bring children, and then retire and sit back as an old fuck in a chair smelling like an old fart. You understand? With money to distribute to all their grandchildren. Right? That's not what it is about. And then wither away and die, lonely, and the whole life pass away as what? As a dream. Right? But there's prosperity in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Right? Just keep his just do his will. Right now his will is to repent. His will is to repent. Keep the commandments to the best of your ability. Right? I look forward to the what? Have faith in Yahweh Shai delivering us. Go ahead.
The book of 2
So like you have faith in the mercies of Yahweh Shai, because through his mercy we are saved. Go ahead.
The book of 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 13. It says, nevertheless, we according to his promise look for a new heaven and
what?
new earth.
A new heaven and a new earth. That new heaven begin with us. Because we are the kingdom of heaven. The scripture says so. The kingdom of heaven is with you. It's not by observation, low here or low there. It's not a city that's coming up from the sky. Right? The kingdom of heaven was with you. Jerusalem was a people before a place. Right? But the people had a common, which means saved. Look it up. It's a synonym for common is saved. Right? When they add in or subtraction fractions, we have to have a common denominator. Right? 144. Right? Yeah. So we had a common understanding, which is the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's right. That's what brought peace. Right? To love thy brother as thyself. What's the curse? The opposite to that. That you will hate the tender brother of your bosom. You're going to hate your wife. You're going to hate your children. Right? She's going to hate the seed that come out of her leg. Right? You're going to go a whoring. There's not going to be stability. Right? Your wife's going to be raped. Right? You're going to cry. You're going to grow up at noonday. Right? You're going to say at evening, you wish it were morning, and morning, you wish it were evening. That's the curses. Right? But opposite to that is what? The blessing. Opposite to that is what? The peace. Right? Go ahead.
It says, new heaven and new earth, where dwelleth righteousness.
Where dwelleth what?
Righteousness.
These people are not for righteousness. The opposite righteousness. Right? Believing in this kingdom, believing in this system. Right? In the liberties and freedoms. The liberties and freedom. Hey, you know what? How it goes, boy? Basically, let me say it like this. Right now, at this time, less is more. The least you have in this kingdom is more you have with righteousness. Because everything in this kingdom leads to what? Profanity. Which is what? Away from the church. Right? Go ahead. Outside the church. Go ahead.
Just add in more in these Psalms.
Go ahead.
Right? Psalms 34 and 22. Yahweh redeemeth the souls of his servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate.
None of them that trust in him shall be desolate. Right? But guess what? In the house of the hypocrite, the one that X out Yahweh Shai, give me Job 15 and 34. Job 15 and 34.
This is Job.
Wow. Hey, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Bashem Mokako, that's all of you weather for us, man.
This is Job 15 and 34.
Yeah, go ahead. 34 and 35. Go ahead.
And 34 it says, for the congregation of the hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacle of bribery.
Right, so the house of the hypocrite shall be desolate. Who's the hypocrite? Who exalts the Lord? Right? Or which house are we talking about? Or which tabernacle are we talking about? The tabernacle of the thief. Right? He's also the hypocrite. And that's America, aka Babylon the Great.
That's right.
Right? It shall be desolate. How is it going to be desolate? It's going to be desolate with fire. That was what was just read. Or it's being read in Isaiah 63. Right? And who's reading Isaiah 63? Right? You finished reading it out there?
Verse 35. They conceive mischief.
They conceive what?
Mischief.
When they complete the word mischief, they go back to the Hebrew word ra. Evil. They conceive evil. Right? Go ahead.
And bring forth vanity.
And bring forth vanity.
And their belly prepare deceit.
Their belly, which is their belly, go back to the bowels or seat of affection, which go back to your mind. Right? They prepared what? Deceit. Right? So they're going to tell you, hey, in order to move forward in the new world, you need to get what? A vaccine. Or you need to get the chip. That's deceit. Because when you do that, you sign your soul over to the devil again. 2-3 times over. Right? And you don't trust in your Abba Shem Shai. Hey, as Killmonger saying in Black Panther for the young at heart, for the now comes. You know, he said what? Death before the sun up. Even the slaves knew death before the sun up. Death before slavery. Death before shackles. Because precious in the sight of your Abba Shem Shai is the death of the saints. You understand? It's better, it's more honorable to die standing up for what you believe in, right? Than to submit underneath the fucking devil. Right? Continue with Isaiah 63, which is the destruction of Babylon. Somebody can line up Isaiah 34. What?
Isaiah 63 and verse 5.
If there's something in verse 6 and inquire, I will come to it.
It says, and I looked, and there was none to help.
Yeah?
And I wondered, and there was none to uphold.
Go ahead.
Therefore my own arms brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me.
Go ahead.
And I will tread down the people in mine anger and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth.
Right, the Lord said he will bring down their strength to the earth. That's how I speaking there. What?
Alright, this is Jeremiah 50 and verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon.
Come.
And deliver every man his soul.
That's his spirit, but I start with that precept. Boy.
Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of Yahweh's vengeance, Salakia. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon.
The word recompense means pay back. So what the fuck Christians talking about? Excuse my language, but don't. What Christians talking about? The Lord said he's going to render unto her recompense. According to Revelation 13 and 10. Bring that over me, Revelation 13 verse 10. Bring it out. Bring it out. Bring it out. You go ahead. Now you have an next precept. You go ahead.
Revelation chapter 13 and verse 10. It says, he that leadeth into captivity.
He that what?
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Then Esau lead us into captivity. Also with the hands of also by the hands of Ham. Yeah, I learned it in Caribbean history. And I you know, the same day they teach us that, they showed us the movie Amistad. I remember it clear as day. I was in school. Right? They taught us that hey, the African chief rounded up the Africans and sold them onto what? The white man. And that just didn't make sense to me. And then they showed us the movie Amistad. Halfway through the movie they had an intermission. And I couldn't go back. Because I was to tears. You know? I was in school, I was emotional, I was to tears. And guess what? The library aid was at Edomite. So, you know, I couldn't go back. That was so unbearable. It didn't make sense. Huh?
You know what's saying? A Karma is a bitch.
Karma.
Karma is a bitch. You know, but I don't read the Revelation. He that leadeth into captivity shall go in captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. And they show you the balance of your Shem that just power. Right? And he's saying, Deuteronomy 30 verse, I have two precepts here, Deuteronomy 30 verse 7. He said, and the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. Right? So the Most High say, you know, you're going to bring all these curses, you know, what we went through, and you're going to bring all these curses upon our enemies.
Right.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Isaiah 51 verse 22 and 23. He said, thus said the Lord, he said, thus said thy Lord, the Most High and thy power that pleaded the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink again.
Thou shalt no more drink again.
Right?
So the Most High lifting up, because the Lord said when we turn back from our wickedness and turn to him, he was going to take the curses off for us and put it onto what? to the heathen. Right? Well,
he said, but I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over.
Bow down and we may go over. That again. All these things, keep in mind the spirit. Keep in mind the words. When they see things like Donald Trump coming out of the bunker and holding up the Bible. Right? The scripture said that they possessors slay them and they hold themselves not guilty. Saying that even their own shepherds pity them blood. Who's our shepherd? Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. So they say that Yahweh Shai doesn't pity us. Right? Yahweh Shai doesn't consider us, which is a lie. Yahweh Shai Bashim Kodash. He's our redeemer and he's strong. And he's going to hold fast. Hey, Psalm Numbers 23 say what? The Lord is not as man that he should lie. Neither the son of the Lord. Had he said and had he not do it, right? The Lord good for it. Hey, Sirach chapter 1 verse 14. I think it's 14. I think it's 14 said what? Had any put their trust in the Most High and was confounded? No, look at the generations are all. No, they was not confounded. Chapter 2 verse 14. I think it is. What? No, I just paraphrase it. Nah, look. If you have umbrellas? No. Let me prophesy. Right, look, I'm on one coming, so you know to bring it. Go ahead. You go ahead, continue to read.
Verse 23. He said, but I will put it into the hand of them that afflicted thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over.
That's what they're saying to your soul, bow down. Oppression, the overseers, bow down, bow down, bow down. Hey, I had a video I wanted to do, but you know, there's this person and give me the utterance of speech to complete it fully on paper, which is that just show it in kicks with Cartman in South Park. Cartman was a fat Edomite child. What he used to do, riding the bike, respect my authority as a police officer. Bow down, the officers, the overseers, we just went through it. The Romans set them up, right? Bow down, that's what they want you to do, bow down. Take a vaccine, bow down. Eat GMO foods, bow down. Right? They're breaking your spirit. That's what they're about. They want to break your spirit, turn you away from your power, lose hope in your Habashim El Shai. That's why we're going to need a savior. We're going to need a deliverer. All these fake ass Christians. Right? All these fake ass Christians. Right? What they say? Be saved, come to the church. Be saved. But guess what? All the church is about money. The church is just about merchandise. Go ahead.
In the book of Psalms 22 and 2 it says, and verse 3 it says, but though
hey,
the back of the arm.
What you want? Right? So like you just bear with us a minute, we are setting up. Yeah. Go ahead, you were saying?
This one needs to pick up the back of the Sirach. Sirach 4 and 10.
One, 2 and 14. I think it's 2 and 14. 2 and 10, sorry. 2 of them. Go ahead.
It says Psalms 22 and 3 says, but thou art holy, O God, thou art holy, O thou that inhabitest the praise of Israel. Our fathers trusted in thee. They trusted and thou didst deliver them. They cried unto thee and were delivered. They trusted in thee and were not confounded.
Hold on. Go ahead. Corey, you had videos?
Yeah.
Alright, this is Jeremiah 30 and verse 16. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil.
And they that spoil thee shall be what? A spoil. Well,
and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, who no man seeketh after.
Yeah. Because that's what they're saying in their heart, that no man seeketh after. Right? They're rejoicing right now, saying that we are spoiled. Right? This is Lamentations chapter 2, verse 14. Verse 15, sorry. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and they wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash their teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day that we looked for. We have found, we have seen it. The Lord had done that which he had devised. See, it's the same thing across the four corners of the planet. Wherever we preach it, Satan is the prince and power of the air. Wherever we preach it, the same devils. You see? It says, the Lord had done it, which he had devised. He had fulfilled his word, and he had commanded in his days of old. He had thrown down, and he had not pitied. And he had caused thine enemy, he had caused thine enemy to rejoice over thee. He had set up the horn of thine adversaries. Right, so the Lord set up the power of our adversary. Which going back to 1 Samuel chapter 2. The Lord set it up kings, he take it down. Right? But he also said in 1 Samuel chapter 2 that he's going to bring out, he's going to take the beggar out of the dunghill, which is the shithole, or the shit hill, a mountain of shit. That's what we on. Right? We are the beggar. Right? Let me get it real quick. 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 6. The Lord kill it, the Lord make it alive. The Lord bring it down to the grave, and the Lord bring it up. Right? The Lord make it poor, and the Lord make it rich. He bring it low, and he lift it up. So what? We are poor. Right? We were made poor. Now we're spiritually rich, and we are about to inherit a kingdom. Right? And majesty, and glory, and might, and strength. Right? Because what the scripture said, he had what? He had established the horn of our enemies, which go back to power. Right? You watch a rhinoceros. A rhinoceros has a horn. It represents the power of the rhinoceros. If he barb you with a horn, if he stick you with a horn, right, you're dead. Right? It says, he raises up the poor out of the dust. The dust represents what? Confusion, right? So he raised us up out of that confusion. We know that we're not Africans. Not all black people are the same. We are not one human race. If we all one human race, according to Esau, if we all one human race, why is there white privilege? Why is there white supremacy? Right? Why these things exist? Right? Why the cost of living of black? Why blacks are slaves? Blacks as in Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, so-called blacks. Right? Why we are called so-called minorities? Right? So according to Esau's own words, they are hypocrites. According to the judgment of the Lord, the hypocrite, their house is what? Their tabernacle is going to be desolate. With what? Fire.
Even in the anthem, they say every creed and
race fine and equal. That's a lie. Yeah. It says, going back to Lamentations chapter 2 and verse 18, their heart cried unto the Lord, O wall of the daughter of Zion, let tears run down like a river, day and night. Give thyself no rest, let not the apple of thine eye cease. Arise, cry out in the night, in the beginning of the watches, pour out thine heart like the water before the face of the Lord. So this is what we're doing. We're pouring out our heart. Where the scripture says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Right? Before the evil days draw nigh. We're going into the evil days, which is the days of judgment. Right? So we're looking for that mercy. Right? But these 2/3 and these heathens are going to get what? Judged.
That's right.
Go ahead. It says, lift up thy hands towards him for the life of the young children that faint for hunger in the top of every street. Right? So when I go back to the judgment, right? You can read this scripture asking for. Right? This is the judgment of Babylon.
Joel chapter 3 and verse 1.
No, not Joel. Zechariah 5. Right? Because we went into Isaiah. Not Isaiah, we went into Isaiah 63. Right? The destruction of Edom and Bozrah. Right? And we're going into what? We're going into the destruction now. We're going to continue into the destruction of Babylon.
Zechariah chapter 5 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold a flying roll. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll.
I see a what?
A flying roll.
That represents a chariot, right? The chariots are made visible each and every day. Get 1 Kings chapter 6. 1 Kings chapter 6. Right? Because the Lord showing his men, the Lord giving us confirmation, he giving us validation, he giving us strength every day. 2 Kings chapter 6, sorry. 2 Kings chapter 6. Right? And they're going to read from verse 17. Start at 16, sorry. Yeah. 2 Kings.
2 Kings chapter 6, verse 17. Say, and Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes.
Open his eyes. So the Lord has opened our eyes, our spiritual eyes, our mind to the understanding what that flying roll is. Right? Because the chariots are being made visible more and more each day. Right? Nearly every day you can go on YouTube and they have a sighting of a chariot. Right? Go ahead.
Say, I pray thee, open his eyes, that he may see.
That he may see.
And the Lord Jehovah opened the eyes of the young man.
He opened the eyes of the young man.
And he saw. And
right now he's opening the eyes of the young men. Right? All Israel. We know what the chariots represent. We know what the UFOs represent. Sorry, they represent the chariots. They also represent the vehicles of our deliverance. Because the Lord said in Isaiah 11, he's gonna like birds flying. As birds flying, go ahead.
Shall open the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots.
It was what? Full of horses
and chariots of fire.
And chariots of fires wrong about. Right? Go ahead. That was it?
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, you get it there? What?
It's Isaiah 31 and 5. It says, as birds fly, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem.
He will what? Defend Jerusalem. Because as birds flying, right? He that trusts in the Lord shall dwell in the shadow of the Almighty. I forget what that one is go. But underneath his wings shall thou trust. I don't know if I'm mixing up the Psalms, right? But guys, yeah, underneath his wings.
That abide in the shadow of the Almighty.
Yeah. But the wings, I think that goes back to the fringes or the skirts, which ultimately goes back to the chariots, right? The chariots is what going to deliver us. Right? Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, you go.
It says, as birds fly, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem.
He's going to defend Jerusalem.
Defending also, he will deliver it.
Defending, he will deliver. What are you doing here? Wetting up the Bible here. Well,
and passing over, he will preserve.
And passing over, he will preserve by what? Taking up his men. The scripture saying a moment, a twinkling of an eye. Right? The mortar is going to put off mortality and put on immortality. Right? So, in order to go up into the chariots, we have to get them new bodies. Right? And by delivering us, he hopefully elect into the chariots, he's going to preserve his heritage, which is the nation of Israel. Right? So, like, I will have to read a little bit more in Zechariah.
And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll.
I see a flying roll, go ahead.
The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then he said unto me, This is the curse that goes forth over the face of the whole earth.
Go ahead.
For everyone that stealeth.
Who stealeth? Esau stole. Esau stole Judah, Benjamin, and Levi from so-called West Coast and interiors of Africa, which was the land of what? Canaan. Go ahead.
Shall be cut off as on this side.
Yeah, they're going to be cut off. Their rulership going to be cut off. Their power, their might going to be cut off. Right? Go ahead.
According to it. And everyone that swears shall be cut off as on the side.
Right, what is swear? According to that sign of the devil, they swear that the Savior is a white man with long, blonde, stringy, leprous hair, blue eyes, right? They swear that he and the angels are white, that the Lord, the angels are white, right? And in the scriptures, the Lord said not to swear. Right? Go ahead, huh? Yeah, go ahead.
I will bring it forth, said the Lord Yahweh Shai of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief.
What going to enter into the house of the thief? The missiles, the ICBM, as we were speaking about earlier on. Go ahead.
And into the house of him that swore falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof, and the stones thereof.
What? What verse you reach?
Then the angel that talked with me went forth and said unto me, Lift up now thy eyes, and see, what is this that goeth forth? And I said, What is it? And he said, This is the ephah that goeth forth. He said, Moreover, this is the resemblance.
You can stop there and go to Zechariah 14 and verse 12.
Zechariah chapter 14 and verse 12. And this shall be the plague, wherefore the Lord Shai will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
Right, and that's it. Right? So all that consuming away is going to be done by what? The missiles, the heat, the radiation from the missiles. Go ahead, I think you had
There is Jeremiah 31, verse 10. He said, Hear the word of the Lord Yahweh, O ye nations, and declare it in the eyes afar off, and said, He that scattered Israel will gather him, and keep him as a shepherd doeth his flock. For the Lord had redeemed Jacob, and ransomed him from the hand of him that was stronger than he.
Come on. Alright? Give me the Isaiah 34. Yeah, somebody give me Isaiah 34.
Book of Isaiah chapter 34.
Verse 5.
And verse 5. Right? It says, For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment.
So who's the people of the Lord curse? When they go back to Genesis chapter 3, the Lord cursed Cain. Right? The Lord cursed Cain. And contrary to popular opinion, reincarnation is in the Bible, because that curse only came into effect, right, when he was born in the incarnation of Esau, right? Because what the Lord said to our people, He said that judgment will come upon the children in the third and fourth generation, right? But prior to that, before the laws was given by the Lord to Moses to give unto the people, right? The laws was oral, right? So it's actually understood for those who have eyes to see and ears to hear that reincarnation happened before. Because what I just spoke about was described in Deuteronomy, I think it was 22, if I'm not mistaken, right? And what happened is that Cain, when he was cursed, he came as Esau, what? As leprous all over, red and hairy, right? As he self-proclaimed white man today, the Caucasian man, whose biblical name is Esau. Yeah. Can. Who exhibit that spirit on or vibration on the planet right now? Esau. Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. Well, Howard.
It says, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. Verse 6, the sword of Yahweh is filled with blood, it is made fat with fatness and with blood, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidney of ram for Yahweh.
Hey, the Lord says he's going to separate the sheep from the goat, right? The goat represents Esau. Edom. It was the tares also represent the sons of Esau and Edom that was sown amongst the Israelites during what, slavery. Because during slavery they raped all women. Right? But
it says, for Yahweh had a sacrifice in Bozrah and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
He had a sacrifice in Bozrah and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. That's what they read earlier on in Isaiah 63.
I thought these Christians, let me say, the Corinthians, peace, love for all nations. But we say they were great slaughter, anyway. In Idumea.
Because it's Idumea. I'm a one.
Hey.
I'm a one.
You can show these churches don't edify. They would not get edified in our church. But you ask them who is Edom, they don't even know. Right? They understand who the Lord talking about. You know, the biblical names are the so-called white man, these other nations. You know? So who know when the Lord talking about, you know, these nations, who they are today. Because the scripture says there is no end of a people which have been before us. Right? And nations don't die out. Live on through generations. You know, so the same people back then, the same people exist here today. That's why Yahushua say, they that pierce him, they shall save. So if them there 2,000 years ago, how they going to save? But the spirit right here, spirit don't die. You know, the spirit incarnation. And we're going to save. Yeah. Yep. Right now.
What I was saying, we say, they that pierce him shall save, right? In Revelation chapter 1. And the Bible also says in 2 Peter chapter 3, this one is to of the pure mind, and we have to remember not only to us, but also to the wicked too, so that we remember 2,000 years ago, which is like today to the sun. We don't remember. One know the atrocities that did to the Hebrew Israelites. And what Esau trying to eliminate in history right now by taking down these different statues. It was set up by the elites to do, you know, removing the books. So they're trying to wipe the history. But all the history there too. This is the most selling book in the world. So hey, we have all that.
Yeah, that is it. This is the focal point of history. The so-called white people, you know that. You know this is all the history you're trying to get rid of. You see, now we are trying to have any Father too, because on a normal day, if we didn't have the Holy Spirit, we'd have just read this book. We'd not apply it to nobody. Yeah? We would never apply it to a race of people on the earth, like how we are applying the Israelites to ourselves through the word. Like through the Holy Spirit.
Done.
How we are applying the Edomites and the so-called white people through this word, that is through the Holy Spirit. That is not because we decided to do that. No, that is through the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit come into play and make men identify, beginning with the apostles, beginning with their teachers, who is the white man, who is the Israelite, who is the Moabite, who is the Ammonite, who is everybody. You understand? Because everybody and everything goes back to this book. All the people on the face of the earth right now came from Ham, Shem, or Japheth. Came from Noah after the flood. Because all nations of the earth have a recording of the great flood. Everybody know about the great flood. All races know about the great flood. You understand? So all of them told the descendants about this flood, and everybody who came from that flood, everybody on the earth came from the people who was on that boat. Ham, Shem, Japheth. Alright? Through the Holy Spirit, we identify that we came from Shem, not Ham. We are Shemites. So-called black man is a Shemite. So-called white man is a Shemite. So-called East Indian is a Shemite. So-called Chinese is Shemites. Japanese is Shemites. The Assyrians is Shemites. Right? Them Arabs, all of them they Shemites for the most part. So-called Africans. Alright? Some of them is Shem, like in Nigeria, Ivory Coast, Ghana, wherever the case is, but for the most part, they are Hamites. Them is Hamites, them is Hamshire. The Japhites is the Polynesian people over there in New Zealand, some in Australia and Hawaii. Them is Japhetic. But we are from the lineage of Shem, and we are from the chief lineage of Shem, which is the Israelites.
That's right.
The so-called Negroes, the Latinos, and the Native Americans, and we identify that through Holy Scripture, through the Holy Spirit.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, and verse 7. It says, remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee, thy elder, and they will tell you.
Right, and our elders, and they are our spiritual fathers, and they showed us and they told us who we are. Well,
when the Most High divided the nations,
when the Lord, and that is a thing you Christians have to get to know your head. The Heavenly Father divided the nations. He didn't put all together, because all together is confusion, and the Scripture said the Lord is not the author of confusion. Alright? Like it's like you have a ball of twine with gold and blue and silver and all of them just mingle up together. No, the Heavenly Father would have separated, set gold by itself, set silver by itself, everybody by yourself. That is to eliminate confusion. The Lord don't deal with confusion, so He divided the nations.
That's right.
He put Moab by yourself. Put Ammon by yourself, which is the Japanese. He put Esau by yourself, which is the white man. He put Israel by yourself, which is his chosen people. He separated everybody, he put them by yourself in their own portion of land. That is what the Lord did. Because if you have a ball of yarn with them cats and them just play with them, and you have all kind of blue in there, yellow in there, and they just mix up together in a big ball. You will know, it just mixed up you confuse you, you understand? So the Lord is not what the author of confusion, so it could be easily what identified. Alright? Well,
it says, when he separated the sons of Adam,
because all of we come from Adam. Alright? And you ask a Christian, how all of we come from Adam? They might know how to answer. But all of we come from Adam through Noah, because Noah is a direct descendant of Adam. So that is how all of us come from Adam, but prior to that, all of us didn't come from Adam. Before, when Adam was on the earth, all of us didn't, the whole world didn't come from Adam. But that's next topic for next time. What?
It says he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
He said the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. Go ahead.
Verse 9, it says, for Yahweh's portion is his people.
The Lord's portion is his people. You know? Sirach 17:7. The Lord's portion is his people. And who is the Lord's people? It's a big controversy all over the world right now concerning who is God's chosen people. And guess what? We standing up on our feet and saying we are God's chosen people. The so-called Negroes, the so-called Latinos, and the so-called Native Americans. We is God's chosen people. Alright?
Well, if I can say this, yeah, as I was saying too, it can be easily identified because we see the George Ford, they had to put in the Negroes if you want to be afflicted. Right? And the scripture says that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, they want to be afflicted. So that easy identification, they will show that we are the Lord's people. Because the so-called white man have been afflicted. The East Indians, they are not being afflicted. The Moabites, they are not being afflicted. But we, the Negroes, the Latinos, we are the ones who being afflicted.
But with the scripture says they are not in trouble as God. And who is the man that in trouble? The nation of Israel.
Right, it says, For Yahweh's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
This is Sirach 17 and verse 17. Yeah. And verse 17. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people.
Set a ruler over every people. So the Moabites had a king. Edomites had a king. And on every other race, they had a king. They had a God. They had a God who they just go and pray to, who they just go and serve. But the scripture says for the gods of the in Psalms 94 and verse 6. And then you roll up down and give us the Psalms.
And I truly say that according to the scripture. And now the Lord divide all the nations. All these nations had their own power. In Joel 2 verse 27. Right? And in if I can bring out the scripture, in Micah 4 verse 5. He said, for all people will walk everyone in the name of his God. And we will walk in the name of the Lord Yahweh Basham Yoshai, our power, forever and ever. That's why the scripture says in Joel 2:27, and he shall know that he is in the midst of Israel, and he will be their God and none else.
That's right.
The most free one. Only we know of all the people of the earth, therefore you will punish me. That's why the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans went under slavery. No other nation fit that description who was prophesied in the scriptures. You know, the Lord put it through to break the commandments. But all the other nations, them was worshipping other gods. But it never come to them.
That's not fair. This is Jeremiah 2 and verse 11. Had a nation changed their gods? Right? Had a nation changed their gods and show you that these nations have their gods.
Now when the kingdom to come, we will have no God.
Exactly.
We will have to be learning about our God because we, just like how we submit to and we back from we to learn about Jesus, He God. Whip some we back to we to learn about He God. We will do the same thing. They will have to learn about our power. Yahweh Basham Yahushai.
That's right.
But before the kingdom, they had a God who the Lord gave them the status. The Moabites are the gods, the Elamites are the gods, or the gods, whatever. That is all your own day, all your in all your corner, the Lord will deal with it. Right.
We don't know what it says. Had a nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods, but my people have changed their glory for that which doeth not profit.
That which doeth not profit.
The book of Psalms 96 and verse 5. It says, for all gods of the nation are idols.
All the gods of the nations are idols. All the powers of the nations are what? Idols. They don't live, they don't breathe, they don't talk. Understand? When
But Yahweh made the heaven.
the Lord made the heaven. So when the scripture says, for you know that he were Gentile, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as he were led. That could be talking about the Israelites. Because the Israelites used to deal, that could be talking about the actual Gentiles, because the actual Gentiles, their gods is idols all the time. But the apostle was addressing some people who were Gentiles, and the reason they became Gentiles because they were carried away to the dumb idols. That's what happens to be talking about the Israelites.
That's
right.
Lost
the heritage.
That's right.
That's right. Because our power is Yahweh Basham Yahushai. Read on.
Alright, reading on in Sirach 17, it says, for in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he sets a ruler over every people, but Israel is Yahweh's portion.
Israel is the Lord's portion.
Right.
So that is why he's only coming back to deliver the Israelites. If there is not an Israelite, God not coming for you.
That's right.
Alright? You have to be an Israelite. And who are the Israelites? The Israelites are the so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans. Alright? Yeah, because where we live in now, where we live in right now is about to collapse. Alright? This is why we outside here to prophesy unto you all and tell you all Israelites that here is about to collapse, it's about to fall. It's about to be on its way out. Right? And if you don't repent, being an Israelite, the Lord won't care about you either. He'll die. They'll die the death of the uncircumcised, as the scripture said. But repentance is for you, Israelites. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, repentance is for you.
That's right.
I'm calling unto you all to repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
That's right.
This kingdom is about to fall. Babylon will no longer be. This is Babylon, as I was now talking about confusion. This is the land of confusion.
Done.
This is the land where confusion happening right through. Every minute is confusion. There's a bunch of homosexuals, a bunch of lesbians, idolaters, adulterers, drug dealers, murderers, thieves, and you name it. Anything to do with unrighteousness is happening in this country and in America and in any way that America presides over. Anything to do with wickedness.
That's right.
So what we out here to do is to tell the Israelites to turn back to the Lord before the Lord come and smite you. Because the Heavenly Father is a terrible power.
That's right.
And you don't give regard unto man and how much money you have. You can't buy him out. So don't feel you could buy him out. If you get rich and work hard enough in this world to get rich, then you will go and buy out the Lord with your money. You don't care about your money.
That's right.
He's not a respecter of person. Scripture said that.
This is Amos 9 and verse 10. It says, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword.
All, not some. Everybody who is sinning against the Heavenly Father will perish by the sword.
That's right.
Being non-repentant, being rebellious, to every single thing that the Bible says. Not even putting a foot forward and try it. You'll die by the sword. Well,
That's right.
Reading on, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us.
yeah, the evil word to prevent means to stop. Like I prevent you from doing something. So it said the evil is going and stop you. The evils that we hear ain't about to come ain't going and stop we from being what we want to be. We going and be what we want to be, do what we want to do. The evils that you're talking about ain't going and stop we from being what we have to be in this life, which is niggas and bitches. And I all the Israelites used to being niggas and bitches. Bitches, hoes, niggas, sluts, all of them. You women. You disgraceful woman who tell yourself that you're the pride of, you're supposed to be the pride of man after you don't sleep with 40 different men. The Heavenly Father going to come and judge all you too.
That's right.
Alright? Good. I said it, you know? Good. You got one, huh?
Second Ezra 2 verse 33. Say, I, Ezra, receive a charge of the Lord upon the Mount Horeb, that I should go unto Israel. But when I came unto them, they set me at naught, and despised the commandments of the Lord. And therefore I say unto you, O ye heathen, that hear and understood.
Yeah, now heathen was Israelite. Right? Good.
Look for your shepherd, he shall give you everlasting rest. For he is nigh at hand, that shall come in the end of the
That
world.
shall come in the end of the world.
And when the Lord said, well, seek him while he can be found, while he yet can be found. How to see the Lord is by we out here on the highways and the byways.
Turn and repent. And when it say he shall come? When it say he shall come?
At the end of the world.
In the end of the world. And who is the end of the world? Give it. You know what I want? You know what I want? Who is the end of the world? So we see when the Lord coming back. He said he shall come in the end of the world. Alright? Okay? Second, you got 6 and 8? 6 and 8?
In 2 Ezra 6 verse 8. See, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob had held first the heels of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world.
For Esau is the end of the world. So the Lord coming back at Esau time. The Lord coming back when Esau ruled it. And right now Esau ruled it. Right now we in the end of the world. This is the end of the world happening. End of the world happening before your eyes. The end of Esau's rulership is happening before your eyes. The people outside here. It's happening. But all you're not seeing because who is blind as my servant, the scripture says. Who is blind as the Lord's servant. Seeing many things yet thou perceivest nothing.
Yeah.
You understand? All you're seeing real thing happening, but all you can't even perceive because why? All you're slow of mind. All you're slow of mind. All you're slow bellies. Slow of mind, slow belly, all you mean it, all you're retarded. Basically, when you look at property, all you're retarded, all you're like, all you're retarded. All you're retards. Right? Yeah, I said the ass fuck. You know? But boy, you know the Gms back. Yeah. Because when the Lord come back to destroy the sinners, sinners are the people. The righteous are the people will also be. Because destruction and salvation does be going hand in hand. It goes hand in hand. Alright? So the scripture just say coming back to the Lord, destroy the sinners are the people. All the sinners are the people shall die by the sword. Right?
Yeah.
So let me see what the righteous are. What you going to do with the righteous are?
Alright, reading on in Amos 9 and verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen.
Right. That was the tabernacle of David. We are the tabernacle of David. Beginning with the apostles, the elders, the men and them waking up, all of them. Tabernacle of David that was fallen is being risen up back right now into rulership, into prominence on the earth. The tabernacle of David, read down here, Balakosha.
Amos 9 and verse 11. In that day I will raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof.
Close up the breaches thereof, meaning they completely shut in. Nothing can come out. Understand? The breaches closed. Men will be perfect. Brothers will be perfect. This is what we building back up here. A perfect love. Closing up them breaches on them that he had back in the old tabernacle of David. When Saul was fighting with David and all of that, the house of Saul and the house of David fighting. And the kingdom of heaven didn't go on hand of all that. Right?
Ezekiel 37 verse 16 say, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph and the stick of Ephraim for all the house of Israel his companions, and join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand.
Right, and like the 12 tribes sang. The 10 tribes and the 10 tribes and the 3 tribes, or the 9 tribes and the 3 tribes, but Dan no longer, you don't know what that. And make them into one. Make them into one, bring it back up a nation. And the tabernacle of David has was fallen.
When David ruled the entire 12 tribes.
He ruled the entire 12 tribes.
They're coming back.
They're coming back, son.
God's going to unite them back into one stick and one king shall rule over them.
Can, but the general is what? The elect. The elect. That chosen. elect, which is an important word. That is important. The elect, chosen are Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai.
That's right.
That is who the Lord coming back and get them. Which is what we're striving to make ourselves a part of. Because we understand that when Yahushai comes in the end of the world, as the scripture just said, and he comes to destroy Esau, he comes to take down Edom. Because it said that in Isaiah 63 and 1. It said that. Alright?
This is like
2 Corinthians 5 and 10. 5 and 11.
Isaiah 63 and verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom?
Who is this that cometh from Edom? And what we just read in 2 Ezra. Esau is the end of the world. And the Lord now say he coming back when in 2 Ezra in the end of the world. So he coming from Edom. Alright?
Yeah.
Well,
with dyed garments from Bozrah.
with dyed garments from Bozrah. Why was his garments dyed? Blood. Coming back to spill blood.
So the scripture say there was blood after the horse's bridle.
After the horse's bridle, he's coming back to spill blood. And we understand by reading these things. We understand by reading these things. You may be 2 Corinthians 5 and 11.
Yeah,
Read out
2 Corinthians 5 verse 11. He said, knowing therefore the terror of the Lord Jehovah.
Yeah, we know the terror of the Lord. You understand? We know how terrible the Lord is. When we read them things, we are terrified, we are shocked, we say, fuck. So what that make we to do? That make we to change your life and work to be part of the elect.
That's right.
To work to be part of the chosen.
Nah.
Go ahead.
When you're seeing the judgment that I wrote and some of the people out there dying right now, it's crucial. It's vital. In Hebrews 10 verse 31, it's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of your Basham Yosha.
That's right.
It's that dread power we dealing with here. They run out the chemo thing. Right? 2 Corinthians 5:11, he said, knowing therefore the terror of the Lord Jehovah Basham Yoshai, we persuade men.
Persuade men. That is why we are outside here. And by doing this, we give diligence to what? Make our calling and election sure.
That's right.
When the Lord come back to judge Edom, when the Lord come back to judge Edom in the end of the world, when the Lord come back to the thousands of heaven, and he coming from Edom, as the scripture just said, we know what have to follow we. Because the scripture said, oh man, join your hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished.
Right.
The scripture says, anybody who found with Esau, Edom, will be trust true. Anyone that is joined unto them will be trust true with the sword. The Lord said that. So we know what our punishment to fall on us. So what we did? We turn around in life. We try to change. Make a change in life. Alright? And not just the same old every day like these people outside here. Where are? Finish it.
Knowing therefore the terrors of the Lord we persuade men, but we are made manifest unto power, and I trust also am made manifest in your conscience.
Right, so we made manifest unto the Lord. Right, here we are.
Isaiah 63 and verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah?
Dyed garments from Bozrah. Right, now this dealing with the Lord Yahushua. This dealing with the Lord Yahushua, that man who was a slave on the cross 2,000 years ago. You Roman centurions, you Roman soldiers. He took our Lord, which was a so-called black man, nailed him to a cross, spit on him, slap him in the face and all kind of things, spit in the face and all kind of things.
Tore his flesh.
Tore his flesh. But come that thorns on the man's head.
Vinegar to drink.
Both sides give vinegar to drink. And just leave him on the cross for about 3 hours. And let him die a very excruciating and painful death. once in that. And he took it humbly. But this time when he come back, this time when he return, when he make a return, it will be unlike anything that you ever see, anything that you could think about. And he coming back for the same Romans, because it's the Romans ruling today again.
God.
Which is the so-called white man. Isaiah 47 verse 3 says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. He coming back as no man this time. He came as a man, he take it humbly. He take it humbly. When Peter got roused up because just grab him and Peter cut off the servant that the high priest said, he said, Peter, wait, take your time. Take your time, calm down. He that picked up the sword, and who picked up the sword? Who got the sword as a blessing? Shall perish with the sword. He saw one perish with the sword. And the Lord so beautiful, he make your own sword to kill your own self. Then I see the nuclear missiles. You understand? All of these things that are coming up on you so-called white people, and you 2/3 of you Israelites who don't want to repent, who don't want to turn back. But the house of David will be built. And the house of David being built, the tabernacle of David that was fallen, being built right now, being built. And you heathens, so they can't stop it.
That's right.
They can't stop it. Well, they're trying all out to stop the building of the tabernacle, but they can't stop it. This tabernacle will be an everlasting tabernacle, as it was promised by Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh, that cannot lie.
Cannot.
And it's being built by the men and them. We represent the building. Trump talking about building a building in Tel Aviv and in Jerusalem. We're calling it the third temple. And on the third temple. We represent the third temple. We is the tabernacle that being built. Tabernacle of David. And why is we being built? This whole world crumbling. Why is it being built? This whole world crumbling. This whole world going down. Why is the tabernacle of David being lifted up? This whole world going down. Representing what? Jacob pulling Esau out of rulership. Right. As Jacob was coming out, Esau was coming down. Right? As Jacob was coming up, Esau was coming down. And it's that what's going on right now. And you read on my soul, you can't deal with that. There is some more you can't deal with it, you can't take that. Or you go hard and live with it because you made bad decisions in the start. Or you made bad decisions, very, very bad decisions. And despite the decisions and you want to prosper for a time, wickedness only endured for a short season.
That's right.
Scripture says, no, you're not. You have it? You can get through it? Job 14:5.
So Job 14 and verse 5. It says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months. Job 14 verse 1. See, a man is born of a woman is a few days and full of trouble.
20:5. Job 20:5.
Job 20 verse 5. Yeah, Job 20 verse 5. He said that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment.
Yeah, the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. The triumph. Yeah, you saw, as I say, you made horrible decisions in your rulership. You trust in the devil. You trust in Satan. You didn't put your trust in the Lord. Although the Lord didn't give it unto you to put your trust in him. But guess what? You had the Bible from the inception of your kingdom. The Bible was printed in 1611, right? Esau bring me over here in slavery in 1620, so he had the scriptures. He had it. He could have gone it and tried. And that he actually did it. He tried. You might was trying for a while to be Christian, but really and truly, always not true people of the Bible, so they will always fail. But you could at least try sincerely. You understand? To serve the Lord. But now you diverted your attention into the devil and went over onto the left hand side. And there you power and build up your kingdom. And you go and see that trusting in the devil was a horrible idea. It don't pay off to trust in Satan. It does pay off to trust in the Lord.
Right.
It have a big payoff trusting in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. But trusting in the devil, it has no payoff. Even though you're looking like you're prospering for a little bit, it will always come to a abrupt halt. You always come to an end. 500 years ain't nothing compared to fucking eternity.
Can.
And that is all you get from Satan, a 500 year rulership, or 600 years. We go and rule forever.
A quick precept here.
Job 14 verse 5 it says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bones that cannot pass.
You can't pass, you can't go further, and you reach a limit, your time up. Time is up. From the time Abba Bevin and them Israelites and them touch up on the street, your time was up. That was your day. That was the end of your kingdom right before your eyes, and you couldn't do nothing about it. Now look at the fruit. Look at the fruit. What them men and them started in New York, right in Harlem. Drug infested Harlem. Because in the 70s, 80s, Harlem was the main focal point of the crack epidemic in the States. Harlem and California, the freeway Rick Ross. We saw man purposely drug infected these areas to try and not be to try to kill out the seed, because around that time you must be knowing somewhere around here. Just like when I was born, somewhere around here, these men and them might ride some right around here. So you know what? But if diamond crack was on the main horizon, but guess what? It still never, it didn't work. It will never work. Because prophecy always had a come to pass.
Can.
Son?
We back over that way now, there? No? Yeah, the Job 14:5.
Job 14 verse 5 it says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bones that cannot pass.
Yes, the days are numbered. It's with the Mosai. The Mosai, set the bones. That he cannot cross over. He had a time to rule and he had a time to fall. Right? That's in Psalm 104, verse 9. He said, thou hast set a bound that he may not pass over, that they turn not again to cover the earth. You know that was scripture saying in 2 Ezra 6. He said he saw the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed after. So the Mosai set the time. And that's why you know you have a short time. That's why you're going to look to commit great wrath.
Yep. Now is the time. Time up. Time is up. Time is up. No more relationship. This is why all these things going on in America right now. Satan is on sign, the devils are there.
We need this white man to go out in Psalm 41 verse 5. He said, my enemies speak evil of me. When shall he die and his name perish? We want to hear about Edom again. We want to hear about these Edomites. When shall they die?
No time to die. The kingdom dying before the face. And they don't know how to. They're trying. And Satan and his angels, Satan has presided over. The Lord gives Satan the power to rule over. I will try to Satan a batch to do what he has to do on the earth. They are not answering these elites as they used to. That's why Trump said, well, make America great again. Let me try again to get another push. to bring it back to its glory days because it's fallen. Because the way we used to get the answers back then when they were calling on them right through in the witchcraft circle, and he would have come and tell them to whap, 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 and they get through. And they flourish with billions. When you look at these world wars that they create, all of them things, the devil was doing to get the power to be evil. And they come out with billions of dollars. Satan, they gain that same answer no more. Again, they're calling on him and he might even answer them. For days they might call on him and he answer them.
Isaiah 47 verse 12, it says, stand now. Verse 10, it says, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none Satan.
Yeah, trust in your wickedness, and like the Illuminati is secret councils, you build up new things, your Freemason room. All of these different other things, the church of Satan, the church of Baphomet, all of them things. You trust in them things, you trust in it, you put all your might and trust in it. Just like how the elect would put all the might and trust in you, you put all your might and trust in the devil. Well,
thy wisdom and thy knowledge have perverted thee, and thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me.
I am, and none else beside me. Then I nobody else, because you make yourself a God. Because when you watch the technology that you acquired within this short space of time, they say it could be brilliant, truly can't nobody but me. What's what I do? What's with my hands of made? I make a plane, television, internet, cars, cell phones. Who else it have? Right? But that was the pride terribleness of thy heart that you see. You create wars, you kill millions, nobody is stopping you. Make bombs, make fire drop from heaven, all of them things. And you say, I had to be water. But you are greatly deceived by your own vain opinion. Well,
it says, therefore shall evil come upon thee, and thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail.
Yeah, you know, prevail. Stand, Lord saying, stand up with it now, let us see what it, and stand up with it against who? Stand up with it against us. Israelites, stand up with your sorcery against them and them who are set up. And let me see if that can make you prevail. You lose it. Everybody you send, you fucking lose it. You send vocab, all of them, you lost. Polite, all of them, you lost. All of them witches and sorcery that you're doing and crying out to our Heavenly Father, accusing me before Him to let the Lord look at you as wicked people. You lose it. You're not winning. Because the Israelites, the 7,000 who the Lord set, which are not bow the knee to the image of Baal, the elect, will always prevail. Good.
This is Jeremiah 50 and verse 24. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yahweh, Bashan, Yahweh.
I might say he will take them when they least expected. When they look in, so he will take them. David says, Ecclesiastes 9 verse 12. See, a man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare. So are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it falleth sudden upon them.
I evil time coming for you, the man. Fall suddenly upon you.
To the nation.
Isaiah 47 verse 15, it says, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsel.
They tired, calling, just like the prophet Baal of Elijah. The calling of God, answer me. Answer me.
Don't tell them to get slow. And I get step still.
That's going on east right now. Calling of God, Satan. Reveal yourself unto me, I need you. And the Lord Yahweh just tell him, Satan. See that he take over Lord control Satan. Heavenly Father, Yahweh Basham, Yahweh Shai control.
That's right, that's right.
You thought Satan doing your own thing? No, Satan being controlled by our force. Right? So our Lord telling Satan now, run. And he calling, he's weary, and the multitude are ancient. Tired. Tired.
But it says, let know the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save you from these things that shall come upon you.
Yeah, let them stand up. Let them stand up. They couldn't even stand up and stop the Israelites from rising up. The best believe is so work heavy witchcraft to stop we from coming out here. So let them stand up when missiles start to fly, when chariots start to come through the skies. See if they can whip up a magic one and stop it, the thing go and stop. Just like the let me read that precept. This is Book of Wisdom of Solomon. Right. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 17 and verse 6. It says, and there appeared unto them a fire kindled of itself, very dreadful, for being much terrified, they thought the things which they saw to be worse than the sight they saw not. This dealing with the Egyptians when the Most High was plaguing Egypt. Alright? It says, as for the illusions of art magic, they were put down, and the vaunting in wisdom was reproved with disgrace. It says, for they that promised to drive away terrors and troubles from a sick soul will sick themselves of fear, worthy to be laughed at. What the scripture now says, the illusions are art magic, because the Egyptians had power too. The Egyptians had power and fake noses drop the rod. The Egyptians drop the rod and both of their rod turned serpent. Alright? But it came a time in the Egyptian empire when the Lord put down that. He said to him, that's done. It's done. Alright? What you're going to get to understand is that all power comes from Yahweh Basham Yahushai. All power. Whether it's from the right hand or the left hand, it comes from the Heavenly Father. So you got your powers from the Lord. You Edomites. You weren't ruling on your own. The Lord gave you your power, and the Lord taking it away right now. That's right. Alright? Just as the illusions of art magic were put down in the Egyptian empire, when the Lord came and take the Israelites out of Egypt, and had them day and night plague. Had them day and night when I believe it was when the Lord did smite the firstborn darkness over the whole land. You can't even see the light of fire right before the eyes. You can't see the fire. First is darkness. You can't even help yourself. That is what's going on with you Edomites right now. All your illusions and all your magic that you was working on, your sorcery, getting weaker and weaker. The Heavenly Father pulling it back from you. Because now is the time for us to come up into power. Now is the time for the Israelites to be exalted.
That's right.
Now is the time for the Israelites to sit on the throne. Alright? Now is our time. So all the crying out to Satan and your witches and your warlocks and your astrologers and your stargazers, your monthly prognosticators, all of them, you're begging them to do something. Give your answer. They get none. We had the answers right, beginning with the apostles and the elders.
Just imagine, like if I may just interject. Yeah. Just imagine a man who could turn a staff into a snake. 1 minute you could do that, then the next minute you can't even chase away some locusts.
Yeah.
1 minute you could do great sorcery, you know? Then the next minute you can't even help yourself from insects.
The Lord said to hell with that, it's done. And that what he's saying with you, Edomites right now. That way and that where you will resort to as a result of that is your blessing. Just sword.
Yeah.
Because you realize nothing you put your hand to when working again. So you know what? Fuck it, I'll just kill.
That was going to happen.
Yeah, I'll just kill every fucking thing on there.
Got a rampage.
Like when martial law start and all these troops and they're shooting on the troopers in the streets like dog. Them days going and come as well. Them days going and come. You understand? You have more there?
Verse 14 it says, behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm up, nor fire to set before it. Thus shall they be unto thee, with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee.
Nobody will save you, nobody will deliver you, we don't know nobody to help. We have our help. We have our help. See, we put we trust in the Lord. We forefathers wasn't disobedient to the Lord. We forefathers was obedient. When Esau sold the birthright, our forefathers was obedient to our Basham Yahushai. We forefathers didn't look at the Lord as a light thing. We forefathers was obedient, and it's because of their obedience we in this stead here today. We next. We go and rule this world. Because of the obedience of our forefathers, man.
It's Isaiah 41 verse 10. So fear not thou. Says, fear not thou, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing. They that strive with thee shall perish. Thou shalt seek them and shall not find them, even them that contended with thee. They that war against thee shall be as nothing and as a thing of naught. For I, Yahweh, thy power, will hold thy right hand, say unto thee, fear not, I will help thee.
Yes, he will help us. We have our help. Lazarus, Isaac, right? We is the Lazarus, we represent him. The Lord pull we out of the flame, and we the might man go right up to it.
That's right.
The book of Hosea chapter 13 and verse 9, it says, O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself, but in me is thine help.
In the Lord is we help. In the Lord we have help. The fact that Yahushua came on the earth and died, that was help from the Heavenly Father. Because Esau was too strong for me. He sent his son to die for me. He couldn't take him down on my own. He sent his son for his sins. He sent his son to die for us, to give us a chance to help we out. Because the Lord was merciful. Right? And you read the might so you can see how merciful the Lord really is. So let them your forefather, don't vex with you, can't vex with we. It's Esau who didn't trust in the Lord.
Yeah,
he
boy.
had the same grandfather and he had the same father.
Yeah.
And he didn't know Isaac would have must be teaching Esau about the laws, the statutes and the commandments. He would have must teach him about it. But the nigger that he is, he turning back. Say, I don't want nothing with that. Isaac and Jacob and Esau don't go and take no Hamite for no wife. Esau went and get Hamite for his wife. He didn't care what his parents had was to say. Jacob listened. Right? So right there you can see he's righteous. Right there you can see he's righteous. Esau's mind was to kill his brother when the brother get the blessing. You saw them say, but I'm a brother boy. I'm a brother boy. I'm going to leave my brother alone. My brother get it, I buy brother. But if you guys, both of his brothers will live good. Both of you will live good. You understand? Because I know you, my brother, you will take care of me in your kingdom. You could have said that, no, what you say? You say, I'll kill that man. That was his fucking mindset. The mindset was to kill him. The mindset wasn't to say, hey, because what I have, you have. That's your brothers as well. I get a blessing, you will be blessed. Right? You understand? Now you saw say, why I want to kill my brother because he get the blessing. That's the kind of man he is. You understand? So don't vex with me because your forefathers fucked up. We forefathers didn't fuck up. That's all. Well,
the book of 1 John chapter 3 and verse 11, it says, for this is the message that he heard from the beginning, that we should love one another, not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, and slew his brother. And wherefore slew he him? Because his own works were evil, and his brother's righteous.
His own works were evil, and his brother's righteous. So he killed his brother because of that. And that same thing he saw was because he saw his kid. Cain is he saw. Right? And that same thing he saw was thinking, oh, to kill his brother because of what? Because his brother get the blessing. But he sent some, I don't know if it's for years or what, but he sold the blessing. You sell your birthright, but then if you don't get the blessing, the same birthright, but you sell, you vex. Do the same thing with Cain. Cain see Abel was sacrificed, he worshipped with sacrifice, and then vexed with Abel because the Lord accept Abel's sacrifice, and then accept the own. I want to kill Abel for that. Right.
So in 1 John 2 verse 12 it says, not as Cain thought of that wicked one, and slew his brother, and wherefore slew he him? Because his own works were evil, and his brother's righteous.
And that is what I want to do. That is what we all know. We are find about our righteous sacrifice unto the Lord. The scripture says they hate him that rebuke it and he hates. We all find up a righteous sacrifice unto the Lord, and then just want to kill him, want to persecute him. Right.
But it's here, it all winds up to that hating too that Cain had for his brother. You know, because that same emphasis, or that same bit of strength he exerted to slay brother, he could have offered a sacrifice. A better sacrifice than that. Slay an animal, bring it to the Lord. But he decided to slay brother.
Easy. Look at that. God.
Someone
kill brother.
1 John 3 and 13, it says, marvel not, my brethren, if the world hate you. We know that we have passed from death unto life, because we love the brethren. He that loveth not his brother abideth in death.
That is why you can't penetrate this, because this dealing with a brotherhood and a love. You either might or they like to deal or they like to divide and conquer. That is because that is how Satan does deal. He like to come in and infiltrate and separate. That is Satan. Son? So we deal with a different color, so you can't penetrate this. Right? Well,
what Cain attempted to do was cut off a whole lineage, a whole righteous lineage. But the scripture just said, for we are passed from death unto life. But we believe that when he slew Abel, hey, the Most High sent down Seth in replacement. You know? Compensation. You understand? He sent Seth one time. Alright? You can't kill the righteous. The righteous live forevermore. Righteousness is immortal, like the scripture rightly said. I present here. This is the book of Psalms 58 and verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth to air.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. And I believe if we want to go back and see Esau and Jacob as youths, he was a little nigger, a little child. Others might have just kick his brother in the foot just so. And his brother told him, Jacob might have been like, what is that, man? Understand? Was doing him wickedness. That's how he is. A little nigga from baby. A little nigga child come up. And now he own the world right now because he's trusting the devil. But you're going and fall. Understand? Because why here she is a stranger to righteousness from the womb. And righteousness had to rule this earth. This earth could never be ruled by wickedness continually. Wickedness had to come to an end. Wickedness had to come to an end. Which is you Edomites, well you have to stop. You have to be put down. That's right. Must. Israel had to rule. But you Edomites, all you don't want the Heavenly Father, that is why you'll fall. That is why you don't want the Lord. It's the devil. In here. Like Gatorade. Fucking in here. In here. Is it in you? Yes, it is. It's in them. Understand? Right.
Psalm 24 verse 16. The face of Yahweh is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth.
Cut off the remembrance from the earth. We are might so the remembrance going and get cut off from the earth. All the remembrance going and get cut off from the earth. You understand?
The righteous cry, and the Lord heareth, and delivereth them out of all their troubles.
The Lord will deliver us. We have our help. We have our help. We have our help. Because we trusted in the Heavenly Father. Our forefathers trusted in the Lord. We trusted in Him. Despite whatever they went through, to keep that faith. You can read about that in the book of Hebrews, 11th chapter. Come down straight down the line of Noah, about Abraham. Great cloud of witnesses, but all of them must faith to keep in the Lord. Desiring to see the kingdom, but they didn't see it, but they still hold on. Because why you know the Heavenly Father is true and faithful on the word, He don't lie. You Edomites all deviate from the path. When all you see we coming up into we blessing now, you hate it. Like the nigger that is. You want to kill me. You want to destroy me. You want to pull me down. Because you see me coming up into we blessing. You came up into yours. We had to go through it. So when we coming up into we own, what is your seed?
The book of Psalms chapter 58 and verse 10, it says, the righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that the man shall say, verily, there is a reward for the righteous. Verily, he is a power that judgeth in the earth.
The power that judgeth in the earth. The righteous go say that. Right, because you will get succor from the
Psalm 37. This is Psalm 37 verse 7. Rest in the house by Hashem Yahushai, and make present for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth many devices to ground. Seize the man and forsake not. Fret not thyself in the device of evil, for evil doers shall be cut off. But those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth.
Those that get on the Lord will inherit the earth. But evil doers will not get cut off, and that you Edomites, or let the evil will get cut off. We help coming back. Our help, we are help. Specialists wake up to find out where they are help. Not trusting and fucking open for Black Lives Matter to do something for you. They're going to do shit for you. That's right. What?
When I was talking about if Canaan come from that a righteous sacrifice.
This is Genesis chapter 4 verse 6. And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wood, and why is thy countenance fallen? If thou dost well, shall thou not be accepted? And if thou dost not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desires, and thou shalt rule over him.
No? Yes, sir. Most I talk to them, they do righteous things, they will not be accepted.
Just as how the brother was saying earlier on, they might think they're not going to keep the brother good. So when the kingdom come, you show them back that love. But they decide to do evil, so the Most High they say, and they go according to Psalm 109 verse 6. And you're fulfilling your evil works. First of all, you touch the apple of the Most High. Yes, the Most High gives into captivity because we break the law, statutes, and commandments. But according to Isaiah 47 verse 6, you all went over the border. You all went over the border, you all take it to the extent. You know? Micah chapter 2. You know, all the sea angels passing like we can now come from a war, but yet still a little rob and murder these people. But the Lord, the Most High was done. The Most High knew all the one. The scripture says, the Most High laugh at the wicked for he knew he had went about a short time. The Most High laugh at the right, the Most High laugh at and saying, watch them. As the brother, the scripture was like the brother earlier on here saying, the chanting upon Satan and the Most High that's telling Satan and you see him sit down. So I don't help right now. So they put another rampage and they're going to bring on all the destruction. And more they push for the chip is closer we used to go home.
That's it.
Then when you go and then the faster you speed up, the better.
Right.
You rejoicing.
Can.
You rejoicing. And when you see the chariots coming more and more, they're more frightened than anything right now. Because judgment coming for them. The scripture says the Lord's eye is brighter than 10,000. Eyes being noticed 10,000 times brighter than the sun. So you see all your wicked atrocities. From your forefathers come call you way up to now. So you coming.
Why you say he sins and reach unto heaven?
The scripture says in 2 Ezra, I think in chapter 14. If I can read it real quick, from question.
But the Lord say, remember iniquity, remember his sinning. We have to do that to go on, you know, that bygone be bygone and forget these things. You don't have it in your memory. You know, just 2 days ago that happened. You know? Oh, you got to figure that. That wound's fresh. And I just remind that people that want to go run and love for Esau. And Esau don't like he glass himself, he won't self, because he that is evil to himself, who shall he be good to? He will never be good. That's all the people want to keep on to him. That he is so great. He's a dog. These nations is dogs. They ain't better than we. We all want to cleave to them. That's why you all want to fall with them.
That's right. Second Ezra chapter 15 verse 6. For wickedness had exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore said Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, and we spotted that. That's why we out here, Lord, how we out here to expose the wickedness. We spotted the Most High more peace. We hold it back no more. And the more we prophesy, the more judgment taking place, the more calamities happening, it's the more plagues, the more death. I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise. Bring pork in people's food, you know, fluoride in the water, spraying chemicals in the sky. These things are like exercise because they need power of all their hands. But the Most High say he ain't holding back no more. I will suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood cried unto me. What are we doing here at the forefront? When the Lord called for crying, Abba Father, you know, deliver we out of this hell. Crying and the Lord hearing, according to Revelation chapter 6. The saints, the prayers of the saints going into the ears of the Most High. The angels, the messengers going back and forth. Back and forth. Hey, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the sons of them holy, the righteous one, the hopeful elect. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood cried unto me, and the swords of the just complain continually, day and night. They can go on YouTube anytime. You shoot their live video, you don't know upload early in the morning, anytime. From Great Millstone and the brothers after Great Millstone, anytime, continually. continually daily we don't ask the Most High to bring this place to naught.
That's right. Because we desire home. We desire home. This man is singing a song. Come on, he said this fete is my home. This big fete where you saw people here, they know me home. The home is Jerusalem. Right?
This is Hebrews chapter 11 verse 16. But now they desire a better country that is unheavenly. Wherefore, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is not ashamed to be called their God, for he had prepared for them a city. It's back then he was to say, these are not my people. You know, he was ashamed to say, but this is the fruitful vine that I separate from myself. How has thou polluted? How has thou become polluted? But that will be designed up. Hey, we've been too long under oppression. Malachi chapter 4, verse 5 and 6. Elijah the prophet, which was our people to the spirit. Come back. And when we return the hearts of the son back to the father. So that when we design, now we know we work. We know who he is. We know he is king. Yahshua, he is prince of power. We know who we are. So we design that heavenly kingdom, that righteous body. Instead of living in this fit.
The book of Isaiah chapter 62 and verse 1. For Zion's sake will I not hold my peace, and for Jerusalem's sake I will not rest, until the righteousness thereof go forth as the brightness, and the salvation thereof as a lamp that burneth. And the Gentiles shall see thy righteousness, and all kings thy glory. And thou shalt be called by a new name, which the mouth of the Lord shall name. Thou shalt also be a crown of glory in the hand of the Lord, and a royal diadem in the hand of thy power. Thou shalt no more be termed forsaken, neither shall thy land any more be termed desolate, but thou shalt be called Hephzibah, and thy land Beulah, for the Lord delighteth in thee, and thy land shall be married.
Alright? So we was cast off to be like the Heavenly Father, they want nothing to do with you. Not one thing, Lord, say why I don't want nothing to do with you. It's like a girl who just comes on me. Fucking on your head right through my head. You know, man, brush this man. And then want to come home and kiss you. You forgive she. She gone back, she brush her ex man. Want to come home and, you know? Father said, I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that. I am a man, I have a standard. I have a little dignity. But through the election, because of the sacrifice of our shining, Lord, marrying us, you and marrying us, but I join back unto him again. I become priest. And now I am. Join unto the Lord. Whole 12 tribes, 12
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 21. It says, how is the faithful city become an harlot? It was full of judgment, righteousness lodged in it, but no murderers.
In Jeremiah 3 verse 1 it says, they say if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man, shall he return unto her again? Shall not the land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played a harlot with many lovers, that return again to me, saith Yahweh.
Yeah. Penny harlot. Once the time I know the Jerusalem is done. This side of every captivity we go into, we bow down before everyone. Then we make we own boards and all kind of things. Then we leave from Egypt, as we leave, we set up the gold and camp. As we fucking leave, Israel set up the gold and camp. And say, this is the gods are brought forth after the land of Egypt. After the sea, miracles on top of miracles. Alright? He said that the gods right. So when you fight for the Lord and when you're constantly doing for decades, centuries, millenniums, And the same thing, the Lord said to hell to tell you, you want nothing to do with you, right? You want nothing, absolutely nothing. And that was understandable. Alright? Because the Father is a man, and a just man. And if a man who's a just man, the girl doing him that right through, yeah, that's understandable. Understand? It's understandable, she get cut off. So you have to understand that we get cut off for that. But through the elect now coming back and repenting, turning back, cleansing the ways, purifying themselves, being baptized, praying, fasting, calling on the name of the Heavenly Father and asking him to be merciful unto them, and cleansing the vessel. The Heavenly Father smiling now on the elect now. But not you 2/3. The Lord vex with all you the same way too. Vex. But the elect, you have a smile on your face for them. Men and them who serve them sincerely. Understand?
See what that said now? It's Isaiah chapter 1 verse 9. Then said Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, call his name Leomai, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your God. Because you better now see the Most High vex with 2 times. You know? You are me, you know?
Which is La Ainia, which is not my people.
Yeah. But I don't mention that the Most High, you know, checking the Most High, what we like. Verse 10, he said, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall it be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power.
Yeah, this is the place, right?
This is John chapter 1 verse 12. But as many as receive him, to them give he power to become the sons of Yahweh, even to them that believe on his name.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 3 verse 12. Go and proclaim these words toward the north and say, return thou backsliding Israel, saith the Lord, and I will not cause mine anger to fall upon you, for I am merciful, saith the Lord, and I will not keep anger forever. Only acknowledge thine iniquity, that thou hast transgressed against the Lord Yahweh thy power, and hast scattered thy ways to the strangers under every green tree, and ye have not obeyed my voice, saith the Lord. Turn, O backsliding children, saith the Lord, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city, and 2 of a family, and I will bring you to Zion. Verse 20. It says, surely as a wife treacherously departed from her husband, so have ye dealt treacherously with me, O house of Israel, saith the Lord. Lamentation chapter 3 and verse 22. It says, it is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not.
That's right!
As I was mentioning, to the elect. You know, we get our reconciliation. Start with Yahushai. Alright, we go back in the elect. We get our reconciliation as a nation with our power. But our word compassion is when they go into it, we go back to what the womb. You understand? And in it's Exodus 13 and 1. Although that
Exodus. Exodus chapter 13 verse 1 says, and Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, sanctify unto me all the firstborn, whatsoever openeth the womb,
whatsoever openeth the womb, the firstborn, or the first fruits. But the elect is the first fruits. Well,
says, whatsoever openeth the womb among the children of Israel, both of man and of beast, it is mine.
It is his. And when the Most High speak that, he mean it. Alright, he don't go against his word. So guess what? We get our reconciliation again with the Most High through his Son, most importantly, and then through the hope for the elect.
This Psalm chapter 78, Psalm 38. It says, but he being full of compassion, give their iniquity. So like, he said, he being full of compassion, forgive their iniquity,
and destroy them not. Yea, many a time turned he his anger away, and did not stir up all his wrath. For he remembered that they were but flesh, a wind that passed away and cometh not again.
No, and that scripture also says, for you know it our frame. You understand? Most I know it our frame. He looking down at us. And you know, you got that compassion towards us because hey, in these flesh, especially, we can't be perfect. But what the Most High looking for, what? A man that trying, a man that way says only, just acknowledge. Just say, hey, I fucked up. You know, I messed up. And come back to me humbly. And I will receive you. I will not pour my wrath upon you.
My people will humble themselves and come.
Go ahead.
In the book of Psalms 103 and verse 10 reads, he has not dealt with us after our sins, nor rewarded us according to our iniquities. For as the heaven is high above the earth, so great is his mercy towards them that fear him. As far as the east is from the west, so far hath he removed our transgression from us. Like as a father pitieth his children, so Yahweh pitieth them that fear him.
And a father pitieth his children, so the Most High pitieth those that fear him. Alright, we today are returning unto the Most High. We today that fear the Most High, our that prodigal son. You know who the Father received with all gladness and all joy. You know, with warm welcomes, a feast. Give us the best room, despite we fucked up, despite we messed up. We went out there worshiping idol gods. Our parents from growing up, they teach us folly. But guess what? The Most High, as the scripture says, anytime I ignorance, the Most High win.
Yeah, we do the things the Most High has set for us. Good. Consider worthy of the kingdom. So who consider worthy of the kingdom?
This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 4.
2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 1 says, therefore, seeing we have this ministry.
We have this ministry, this work to do, this service. You know, to come out here and preach this word, prophesy unto our people, proclaim the downfall of this devil's kingdom, close up the breaches, re-establish righteousness within our nation. We have this ministry because what the Most High did was they chose us out of the world, chose us out of that corruption, and gave us the law. Just like he did to Adam, pull him out of the dust, form him out of the dust of the earth. That's what the Most High did to us. That's what he did to Abraham. You know, call him out from among his family, from the early Chaldeans. The Most High called each and every one of us from wherever we were, you know, in all different walks of life and folly, and brought us here together in this ministry. Where that's right.
It says, therefore, 2 Corinthians 4:1. Therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not.
We have received what? Mercy. We faint not. Because we didn't have to bounce back from this. The Most High didn't have to allow Israel to bounce back. Israel could have been a history. Alright, the way we dealt with the Most High. We could have been history, and some other nation right now would have had the privilege to rule forever. But it's not so. The Most High gave us that chance, he gave us that compassion, he showed us that favor. Alright, he's a man that kept his word.
That's it.
Everlasting covenant. And so now, us receiving this word, we gotta keep it, we gotta stick to it. We faint not.
Sign a contract.
Sign a contract. That's something else.
1 Peter 2 verse 9. It says, but here a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that he should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
And he should show forth the praises. That's why when we come out here in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
Right.
We're showing forth the praises. unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Alright? You don't see Christians doing this. Where are all your Christians now? Where are they? Where are pastors? Where are they now? You're seeing right now that Christianity, all these different false religions, they're on a decline. But this word, this ministry, as the scripture says, the foundation of the Lord, it standeth sure.
In Psalms 158 and verse 2, it says, I will worship towards thine holy temple and praise thy name, for thou loving kindness and for thine truth, for thou hast magnified thy word above all thy name.
The Most High magnified his word above all his name. He's faithful.
So you go to
That's right. So we also want to be found faithful. As scripture said, a steward should be found faithful. You know, hold on to, believe this word, come out here and teach, despite rain, storm, sun. You know, when the time get hot, when the enemy comes in like a flood, keep your integrity, keep your belief in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You know, believe that the so-called white man's empire is going to crumble. Believe that the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians got next. Starting with Yahushai Mashiach, a melanated man from the tribe of Judah, the lion, and the tribe of Judah who's coming back to reign on this earth. That's right. Continue to believe that despite what happened, despite the perils, tribulation, that because there's going to be tribulation, there's going to be a great testing. Some of us, we're going through afflictions now. You know, we're going through the little trials here and there. But that hour of temptation that the scripture speaks of, that time of great tribulation is coming. Again, Matthew 24 and verse 21, Baba Kusha. That's more in the precept.
Book of Proverbs, chapter Exodus chapter 24 and verse 4. Because and Moses wrote all the words of Yahweh and rose up early in the morning and builded an altar under the hill and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent young men of the children of Israel which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto Yahweh. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant and read it in the audience of the people, and they said, all that Yahweh had said we will do and be obedient. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which Yahweh had made with you concerning all these words.
John, there are 3 men. We paused sitting and tell, we said what? I do. You know, that's what the children of Israel said. I do. You understand? So it's a covenant we made with the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So we ought to do this work until the very end.
I know it's more just because Yahushai blood no. Yeah. In he blood that was oxen and bullocks and whatever. That was the blood of Yahushai sprinkled on me. So anytime we fuck up with he, that difference.
Wow. But 2/3, you see 2/3, they already mark themselves with them as well to grab that word let's say snake bit. You know, these 2/3 out here, they already snake bit because what they said when Yahushai was on the earth, they said, let his blood be upon us and our children. They don't even know what they were saying. Let his blood be upon us and our children. That the weight that they wanted to carry. So guess what? Whoever they are today, they're going to come back in that lot and they're going to carry it.
Yeah.
And it's a heavy weight to carry. Heavy penalty coming behind them. Done.
And if a boy try run up the mouth, he go and take to me. But no folk no break me and take.
This is the book of Hebrews 6, verse 4. Therefore it is impossible for those who were once enlightened and have tasted of the heavenly gift and were made partakers of the Holy Spirit and have tasted the good word of the Most High and the powers of the world to come, if they shall fall away, to renew them again unto repentance, seeing they crucified to themselves the Son of the Most High afresh and put him to an open shame.
Now, in this life we live in, that's it. You can end a contract and then renew it. You know, it might be easy. But not a contract we made with Yahweh Hashem outside. Alright, especially where, as the brother mentioned, the Lord's blood. The Lord's blood is in play right now. You understand? So it's not going to be easy to renew when it is you leave this faith. When it is you come out. Alright, the scripture talks about they that draw back onto what? To perdition. To destruction. Yes. Breaching the contract is going to lead to destruction. And many of you all out here, you're going to be destroyed. Right. You are going to be destroyed. Because guess what? We out here, just as Moses was, sprinkling the blood on the people, reading before them, they just walking past and ignoring. You know, they paid it no mind. Reminding them that they are the Most High people, they married unto him. And they just passing straight.
Signature.
The name on it. Well,
this is the book of Hebrews 3:6. But Yahushua, son, over his own house, whose house are we, if we hold fast the confidence and the rejoicing of the hope firm unto the end.
Firm unto the end. If we hold fast. And that's what we're supposed to be doing right now. Holding fast until you're confident in this word, until the end. Because the end, and it's right there. The end is right there. The sequence of things that you're seeing taking place in the earth, uproars of the people, the outbreaks of plagues, rumors, you know, talks, even events pertaining to the World War III to come. This is signs of the end. This is not the beginning, this is the end of this devil's system, this devil's world.
That's right.
So now is the time to get your act right. Now is the time, being the faith, to hold on to it. With your all, there's your only help. There's your only way to safety. This is the secret tabernacle of the Most High. This is the cities of refuge. Like they had back then in Israel, where they would have built cities of refuge, you know, to escape the avenger of blood. The avenger of blood is on his way. And if you're not inside the city of refuge, you're going to be destroyed. Right. That's right, that's right.
They're going to wear a mask. Don't touch them.
Tawa.
As I mentioned, contract. Right? Most High sign a contract with the whole of Israel. And the whole of Israel and I will come out for them. You know, the whole of Israel take it. Right? And all its servants will take this. This is Matthew 25 and verse 18. See, but he that had received one went and dig in the earth and hide it in one's money. You take the Lord money and put it aside. Well, you put the Lord money aside and see everything. Like what I'm not, let me call it the function in the you understand? But the men them who take the Lord money and invest it and bring forth fruit to repentance, this is one more side. Put the marker exemption on. Verse 21 is saying, the Lord said unto him, I was at verse 20, and so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents, behold, I have laid beside them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, well done, thou art good and faithful servant, thou hast been faithful over a few things, I will make thee rule over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. Because James on this side feel like the city bigger vision. Because that narrow path. You must go through that narrow path in order to rule the world. Because the Most High universes, and not just one universe. He said, my Father house have many mansions. Many. And this is the only one we know of right now because we are in this earth. And this is what we're not seeing to rule over the whole earth.
They might hire one planet alone, who knows?
Some brothers have a better imagination than some. Now the scripture said, okay, how you think it is? It's going to be much better than that. Understand? Even if you let the imagination run away with you. If I could say what Jake Shiner do is break the contract. They bring in lawyers to show to see that if they get any glitch in the contract. Some of them bring in Jesus to break it. Some of them bring in Hanuman and different powers to try to break the contract and get it from this. But that you can't break that contract. That's written in stone.
That's right. If I may say right, Baba Kusha, as you were saying that, I was telling the big brother there, man, when he coming down, facing certain forces, like them lawyers and them, what I'd be either or. But what the Most High do, the Most High set a chief cornerstone. Now from that cornerstone, the men who serve and he come like pillars. Now watch how you spend the boot here, for those who know about Trinidadian language. They set 4 pillars. Anywhere they try to turn, the bounce up a pillar. Camps rising up all over the earth and the truth spreading. So what they're going to do now? They're going to bounce up a pillar. So the lawyers and them going to get the bomb. I know what they're going to do now. They're going to get vexed and look to kill me. Same thing with Esau going to do when you realize you're not getting through.
You're a big best foot forward and you bring in that chip.
Yeah, it's vexation thing now.
You game on.
But the kingdom crumbling, as the scripture says. I can't anybody that give yourself understand. The kingdom crumbling, so right now you're going to put your best foot forward. But the best foot shaking so right now. His feet foot shaking so because he starts going down. It's down and going because your house side went on the scene. And your house side chariots and your house side on the scene right now.
That's right.
So right now, all they're fearful. All they're fearful, all they read broken, all the system broken, all the wise men and fools.
Yeah.
And they are the last fighting, they are the last show, they are the last plan. That's it. And right now, all they're hastening it. All they're hastening it. Because since 2017, all they said they were supposed to implement the whole world, supposed to be chip. All they're behind time. All they're behind time. But it's not only to decide when it's to be. It's the Most High.
Right.
As the scripture says in Deuteronomy 32:14, the Lord said he looked and he saw none. So he saw you not a God, or the nice cars and the planes and the lights and all these things. Yeah, it's me, boy. No, why is the Most High, right?
You have to read that. You have to set the bone that you cannot pass the
The book of 2nd Ezra chapter 4 and verse 37, it says, by measure hath he measured the times, and by number hath he numbered the times, and he doeth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled.
When the Lord say it is.
Do not move nor stir them until that said measure be fulfilled. The Most High is the one that's stirring up the minds of these kings, as the scripture says, Proverbs 21. Believe. Alright? The Most High, he ruleth in the king's heart. Gone.
In Proverbs 21:1 says the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
He turneth it whithersoever he will. His will. The Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's will. The Most High, Daniel 4:17, ruleth in the kingdom of men. It's just a man. Scripture says what the Egyptians are men and not God. Alright, so the Most High is the one true only puppeteer controlling these kings.
That's
hey,
right.
King Ahab, he could not say he wanted to go up at Ramat Gilead and prevail. The Most High didn't want that. The Most High wanted him to go up at Ramat Gilead and fall. And that is what had to happen. Alright, because hey, it's about a body of angels working overtime and working to their best. Scripture refers to them as what? The mighty ones. The angels that excel in might. We are right now in this form, we are lower than the angels. So when the angels come and perform and work on you, it's a job well done. You go in and do exactly what the Most High wouldn't do.
Right.
Who had resisted his will?
None.
Not because you have a kingly title, you could resist the Most High will. You're still under his control.
No exception.
Not a respecter of person.
It's Proverbs 20:24. Man's goings are of Yahweh, but Hashem Yahushai. How can a man then understand his own way?
How can a man then understand his own way? He saw you don't even know what he's doing with the chip. You don't really know what he's doing. Because in certain states, they were talking about passing certain bills to stop it. You understand? But then he talk rise up again, Trump come and slip and mention the chip in one of his basically his announcements or whatnot. You know, he ends up mentioning the chip because that's a part of the agenda, but just the Most High holding them back. You know, holding them back a bit. But that day is gonna come where he's gonna, hey, just release. It's like you had the angels holding back the four winds. Imagine that. Alright, the Most High said the bounds to the sea that they cannot pass. So who's you? And if when the Most High wills, he calls a tsunami. You understand? So who are you?
Your direct command step.
That's right.
Right, because even Joseph, when he brother them was grieving and they're sorry for what they do. Say it wasn't all that sent me here, but the Lord sent me here to live life. That's right. The man doing it up your that's right.
This is Job chapter 33, starting at verse 14. It says, For power speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumbering upon the bed, then he openeth the ear of men and seal their instructions.
Seal the instruction. However the Most High is shut, however the Most High is sealed, no man can open it.
That's right.
No man can release it. It's sealed, just like the parable. Like parable, in Isaiah 29, we refer to the book is delivered unto one that is not learned, and it's I cannot, for it is sealed. You know, these tutors out there, they can't get us word no matter how high they go and look, no matter how deep they dig in the earth. They could go back to Israel. If this is not for them, they ain't gonna get it, because this is also sealed. Alright?
As you see the act, the door of the ark. The angel and see the door of the ark. Hey, and bet your bottom dollars. They got try to get in there.
Yeah.
They got try the very best to get in there. But it was sealed. Not by man, but by the Most High.
So much more your very actions. When the Most High see your instruction, you have to do that. You have, just like we who stand here, we have to commit to this. I have chosen you, you have not chosen me.
Right.
We seal our instruction from very young. We was learning about careers and seek a career, and this is the way how to go, you know. Parents send you to preschool, primary school, secondary school, they're training you up in a certain way. And then the Most High seal your instruction to be here. So despite whatever schooling, whatever career you was aiming at, you had to be here. You know? And thank be to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai that we here.
That's right.
You know? I mean, you out there, right now the Most High see your instruction to be fuel to that fire. Fuel to the fire.
I'm instructing you to be fuel to the fire.
Fire, get higher blaze. Oh, fire. Fire.
That's something
I'm talking about. You know, we need to think, you know, how the kingdom gonna be, but we can't even imagine how that's gonna be. Right? Like 2 Ezra 4 verse 26 and 27. He said, then answered me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel. For the world hasteth fast to pass away, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come. For this world is full of unrighteousness and you can't comprehend anything that promised to you. You might imagine it, but it's going to be great. Wally, might comprehend. Wally going to get quite as much.
Patience.
Beyond all the imagination.
Yeah. And it might be the imagination run away with you. I mean,
back in the previous week, we were saying earlier on, you know, we saw want to push 40 each up device, but all the most high will. What about the 10 precept and proverbs? This is our Romans chapter 11, verse 34. Say, for who had known the mind of the Lord, or who had been his counsel, or who had first given to him, and it shall be recompensed unto him again. For of him, and through him, and to him are all things, to whom be glory forever. Amen.
you know that cutting theology school. Study of God.
So I say my thoughts are higher than your thoughts. You can't begin to study the Most High or imagine the Most High. Alright? Scripture say what we have only seen but a few of his creation. And sometimes when you're imagining something, you imagine it based on what you already saw. You might get an expansion, you might get a little decrease, you know, you might add something to it and call that your imagination. But your imagination is basically based on what you saw. That's like the plane. Esau imagined it, but then he had what? He saw the bird had 2 wings, has some feathers in the back, and his imagination was stem off of what he already saw, something natural that the Most High created. But if we imagine based on what we see now, we only see few. Then guess what? The kingdom is going to be mind-blowing. The kingdom is going to be a jaw-dropping experience. The kingdom is worth waiting on.
Patience, and that's what Jake do have, they have patience. That's why they run into all these other things. Before I come out, earlier this evening I see 10 astrologers in a straight advertisement TV. 10 are counted.
Straight back to back.
Straight back to back. And hey, these people, for the part of the TV making, they're making, don't advertise just so.
Not just locally. Can hear some of one of them, you know, there's an announcement, pick them up and thing and say he's known around the world.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this, a matter of fact, some of them are saying like he's the number one in astrology and a master in bringing back loved ones and you know,
all kind of things.
No religion is hey, you see what's going on? These people and them starting to give the universal church competition. Because the same things we're going to universal church for, you're going by the pundit for also. And it's a shame to see that the Negroes, the Jakes and them, Israel, who in witchcraft and things, can't even add on the TV. They're making that kind of money. But I cannot good thing.
Yeah.
You know them doing them solid people foot and selling this on the street to be a vegan and all that shit with it.
Never see a Baptist add on the TV.
I never see that.
No said about a cut off all of that.
One of them stationary interviews. Say, look at that. You also be hearing things. The Begos are placed for that.
Hey, and this, what the Most High doing too is elevating them a bit. Elevating them. They have, the Most High is make you build up big. Just like you do to Esau. Make you build, establish yourself to break you down. Because guess what? No matter how strong your obia is, no matter how strong your witchcraft is, or whatever the pundit man is be doing is, them nuclear missiles have to be shot.
That's right.
The mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip, will be made mandatory.
The pundit taking the chip.
The pundit going to have to take the chip.
Any mother?
and the mother, the Baptist mother, the Obia man, as you call the Sia man, them have to conform to this devil's image, which you already did. Alright? But they're going to take his mark. And no amount of Obia or witchcraft going and stop the judgment, the wrath. The scripture talk about the wrath that is going to be poured out without mixture.
That's right.
In that fire, they ain't going to be able to ring no bell, take no bush bath,
Candle ain't going on light.
no kananga water and all them bullshit.
Exactly.
They can't be able to out
That's
that
right.
fire.
That's right.
So the Most High raising them up on a certain level so that when he started to perform his acts, let me see them stand. Let me see them stand with all the sorcery. It's like what he did, he confounded Janus and Jambres before Moses and Aaron. They performed their works, they turned their staff into serpents. But Moses and Aaron, they staff what? Ate up them magician staff. You know? Their sorcery was what confounded them. Because guess what? The spirits on the left hand side, they're working for the Most High. They're working for the Most High. And it have a time when the Most High going to tell them, alright, enough is enough. That just like they asked him, you know, Lord, shall we go into the pigs? Let us ask the Lord, let me go into the pigs now.
This is James chapter 2 and verse 19. It says, thou believest there is one power, thou doest well, the devils also believe and tremble.
What they tremble? They have respect, fear for the Most High.
That's right.
But you with your proud self, you thinking you're on top of the world because you could ring 2 bells, sing a 2 song,
and swell somebody's foot.
And swell somebody's foot. But the devil that you praying to trembling at the presence of the Most High. But you're on top of the world with your witchcraft. You mad.
So read it already, but read it again. Come back. This is Wisdom of Solomon 17 and verse. I'll start from verse 5. It says, no, start I read to the point. It says, as for the illusions of art magic, they were put down, and their vaunting and wisdom was reproved with disgrace. That dealing with they read the whole thing, it's dealing with the Egyptians when the Lord come back and conquer them. In the time when the Lord was delivering us. All the magicians and things, they couldn't do nothing. You understand? They couldn't do nothing, they get put down. I read it over again. It says, as for the illusions of art magic, they were put down, and their vaunting in wisdom was reproved with disgrace.
And that's going to happen again. That is going to take place again. It's going to be a great disgrace to you all you sorcerers, witches, wizards, warlocks. It's going to be a disgraceful thing to you all in that time. When the Most High started to perform his work.
If I could just say too, numerous times during the scriptures there was proven that there wasn't worthy also, you know, with Daniel, with Joseph, and many others, you know. They show that because, hey, they keep going to, they're not going to the source. They're going, the source is Yahweh Hashem Yoshai. To get anything done, that is where you have to go to Yahweh Hashem Yoshai. It's a different angle here, you can go back door and talk to some demon and and thing and do a thing, but hey, if you have a Hashem Yoshai say it's not going to, the demon can't make it go so. And many of them died because of the failure too. With Daniel.
Balaam and Balaam say, Balaam who is man, who is sorcerer?
I'll get up with two of them named Balaam and Balaam.
Balaam.
I'm too sure.
Yeah, I know.
I'll get up with two of them named Balaam. I don't want them to
He say, I can nothing else. And he was the known Obia man in that time. He was the biggest. He was like the biggest sorcerer I had. If you want to pass spell or do bad to somebody, call that man. He's doing it for sure. He's doing it for sure. He's doing it. And when he comes in the Israelites, you have it? Yeah.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 22, and I'll start at verse 17. It says, "For I will promote thee unto very great honor, and will do whatsoever thou sayest unto me. Come therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people." And Balaam answered and said unto the servants of Balak, "If Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the word of the Lord my power to do less or more."
Hey, Salakia, aquí am ni camera.